And we're back
We are back.
for the first time in what, a month?
Yeah, something like that. 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
4 weeks? 4 weeks is kind of a month.
Yeah, we are delayed.
Oh my, do you know what this is?
What?
28 days later.
We are very good. Don't call it a comeback. Where have we been?
In the warp.
Yeah, we've just been
Lifing, Will, lifing.
really boring blokes, haven't we?
Adulting.
Complaining about work and washing machines and
Ugh.
gardening and all of the above.
All of the things that aren't interesting.
Oh,
There's
heat-
Warhammer in the world.
There was a heat wave.
Oh, there's still going to be a heat wave, apparently.
Oh, is it coming back?
Like a plasma gun to the face.
Oh, excellent. We'll look forward to that.
Yeah, apparently all the way up to November.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Is it called El Nino? Not El Nino, something Nino.
El Niño.
Something, yeah, it's like it's called a super heat wave.
Oh,
It's
excellent.
like one every 8 to 12 years when some stuff happens. But yeah, so,
Yeah.
but I mean, clearly from the rain today, it's not happening. So who cares? We can sit here and record this in something approaching comfort, I think. I don't think it's cold. I don't think it's warm. I think it's the perfect temperature to discuss. Warhammers. Warhammers.
Cool.
Multiple.
We've got a fair bit to talk about, haven't we? But we don't really have much of an agenda. I think we're just going to kind of freewheel and catch up and talk about some of the stuff we've seen, what all of excited us, what hasn't excited us. I don't know, your hopes and dreams.
I mean, my hopes and dreams are playing some games at some point. I don't even think I've actually played anything in a long time. But yeah, there's a fair bit to talk about, I think, in fantasy and in 40k. Well, Kill Team 40k, but we will talk about 11th edition. All of that good stuff.
Yeah.
Shall we get into it then?
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Let's have a drink in the first instance, and
Let's do that.
I think we'll get right down to some 11th edition.
Let's do it.
Well, you just dropped the bomb on me there, didn't you? The new 11th edition animation. Tell us what you think about it, Will. Tell me more about it, because we stopped the conversation, didn't we? And I don't understand this, but go ahead, have your opinion.
Making me start off on a really negative footing. Yeah, this new animation that we got for 11th edition that everyone's going mad about, I really didn't enjoy it. I was watching everybody in the Discord, it was popping off, everybody saying, oh my god, the Emperor, look at him, and I just didn't get it. I didn't like the way that they've portrayed him. Just makes him look far too boring and human. I don't know. I don't understand the excitement. It's not for me.
Wow.
I'm literally the only one, I think, aren't I?
I think so. No, to be right, I have heard some conflicting opinions.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be contrary or anything. It's just I don't get the excitement. I think it looks like a pretty basic bit of animation for the grand scheme of things for 40k, and I like the overall thing, but everyone's going mad about seeing the Emperor. It's just he looked really bland.
Well, I mean, he's pretty much just a corpse on a machine.
I know, but I think my enduring image of him, and I guess we'll probably come to this at some point in this episode, is the John Blanche interpretation of him, with the grimdark view, and he just didn't look anything like it.
Not to defend Games Workshop, but I'm not like I agree partially. The art style was an acquired taste. It felt a little bit too anime for me. However, I was one of the people that got really excited about it, and there was a lot of stuff in there from that original 11th edition launch CG trailer. And I know they've done a couple of them now, haven't they?
Yeah.
The first one did nothing for me. It felt very gamey, very video gamey, safe, sanitized, whatever, and also too many orcs. I get why all that's in there, but fine, whatever. The second one I thought was much better.
Yeah.
And then this came along, and mate, I was just there for this.
I think most people. I think I really enjoyed. If we go back to the Armageddon one,
yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
I didn't like that.
That one seemed really sort of gritty, and that's to me is what a bit more of my idea of 40k. But this just safe. I felt it was really safe. I don't really know how to explain it. Put my finger on why, but it just felt a bit. They didn't really push anything. It wasn't as.
I think it did push.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the few times we've seen Games Workshop put out a rendition of the Emperor at the current point in time.
Yeah.
That is literally the first one. I think everybody's enduring image of the Emperor, like say, is that John Blanche piece. And they've kind of paid homage to that. But I think what they did in this trailer is kind of allude to future things. I mean, there's been quite a few people talking about this now, but And not to steal any of their thunder, go out there. People have said very, very similar things to what I'm probably going to talk about and share the same opinions. I think of a lot of us that are gonna, in that having the Emperor shown in that way alludes to several things. What are they? A lot of the renditions, when we talk and think about the Emperor, are this blinding golden light. How much of that then becomes conjecture from the Imperial Creed and all of the stuff that's kind of been conveyed by the Administorum compared to what the actual reality is? Is this a nod to that? But then when you've got that fast cutting between different versions of the Emperor, we're seeing different takes on him. Are those different takes analogous to different sectors in the Imperium? Sorry, different demographics in the Imperium, their interpretation of what the Emperor is at this point in time.
Okay.
So I think there's a couple of things there, and also it alludes to everybody's going to have seen the headlines by now. That little spark, that little glimmer in the eye of the Emperor being aware,
Yeah.
that changes everything, doesn't it? It feels like the Emperor's gone from being in the zeitgeist, being a bit of MacGuffin in the background of the story that was ever present, to being now something that Games Workshop are acknowledging is present in the timeline.
Yeah.
It was kind of hinted at, wasn't it, a couple of editions ago when Gilliman had his audience with the Emperor, and we
Yeah.
had that really interesting interaction between him and what was alluded to be the Emperor.
Yeah, I mean, lore-wise, I get exactly what you're saying. I think I'm talking more face value about the way it was expressed to us in that animated form.
I think it had to be like that though because of the audience, the breadth of the audience. We've talked about it before. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not one for the sanitization. I'm all for the grimdark, but I think I'm starting to learn to move past that and still have that inflection of the grimdarkness in my own
I think
vision of it. But they have to cater, don't they, to everybody.
they do, and I get that, don't get me wrong, but I think portraying the Emperor as they did kind of diminishes his effect in the story,
How so?
personally. For me, it just he seems a lot less of a myth, and he seems a lot less of this something that is, above humanity when you see him like that. And if that's the effect they were trying to convey, then fair enough. But I still think,
I hope that's what they're trying to convey.
yeah, but what am I trying to say? So it's not the best for a podcast. I'm finding it really hard to put my finger on why I was disappointed because I think if they are trying to portray that he is just a man,
Mhm.
then okay, I get that. But I still think they could have. There was nothing grimdark about it, and I know they are trying to move away from the grimdark
Mhm. Mhm.
aesthetic to an extent, but you still got to have it because otherwise it just becomes something really bland and it just becomes any other tabletop game. And I think that's what 40K needs to do to set itself apart in the wider hobby.
Mhm.
And when they're doing things like this, I feel like they're getting too far away from what made Warhammer what Warhammer is now in the 40K setting. Personally, I think it. I don't know if this is just old man head, complaining about the current state of the world, but that is so far removed from 40K of 15 years ago. Like you would have never thought that, and I feel like as much as they're trying to make strides to make it accessible for everybody
Mhm.
and modernize it, I feel like this is looking like it's going down a path that I'm not sure I want to be a part of. And I know that's a really big statement, but I don't want it to become this Saturday morning cartoon, um, rather than,
Okay.
being something that is aimed at people that are our age, for something that is a massive escape from reality. And yeah, it is horrific and it's dark
Mhm.
and it's grim. It still needs to have some form of that aspect. And the more I'm seeing just, release after release after release, it seems like we're losing that. And I know we're still getting in the novels, and I know you can always put your own, slight
Yeah.
on painting, and I get that completely. But when this is a big, big release and it's a big video. I mean, I dread to think how many views it's got online. It just doesn't look like Warhammer 40K to me.
I can see where you're coming from with that, and I get that. And putting putting my adult head on, I suppose there is the understanding that, like you say, they wouldn't have done it 15 years ago, but there's going to be new people that want to have that 15 years of background. There's going to be people at 15 and younger that,
It's
that,
very
that
much a
need to
me
get involved in
problem.
that.
It's very much a me problem. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to say that this is going to turn me off the hobby altogether. Far from it.
No.
And I'm not trying to, I don't want to worry you. But it's, I'm not a 40K player. I love
Yeah.
40K
Yeah,
setting
yeah, yeah.
and I
I'm
love
with you.
the novels. I love seeing what other people do with it. But when it's the company itself and moving away from the very idea of what drew me to it, it's a little bit jarring. That's all.
How about this? How about let's play devil's advocate. So we're saying they're moving away from grimdark, and I agree they are, and I get why they're doing that and all things. And I don't agree with it, but fine, I get it. Go back to 1987.
I can't. Wasn't born.
All right, I'll go back to 1987, and some of the things that were there in the original Rogue Trader, first edition, second edition, were not grimdark.
Mm.
They were derpy and fun,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna use the term, but I don't mean it in the context, and we're gonna laugh. Dirty. I don't mean it in like an overtly like, sexual manner or anything like that. I mean, it felt dirty, grimy.
Yeah.
It was like obviously it was a lot of satirical humor born out of the political scene happening in the UK at the time. The whole punk movement inspired a lot of it. We had all of the artists coming over from 2000 AD,
Yeah.
bringing that kind of thing. So it had that dirt, that grime. It didn't have the grim dark.
Mm.
That grim dark was something that I think was injected into it via Black Library and some of the artists. John Blanche, obviously, that
Yeah, yeah.
huge influence on it. And that captured the imagination of a certain demographic, a certain generation time. And that's been then kind of rolled forward in various guises, but it didn't start off like that. And I would say, like, perhaps the first 5 years into the early 90s, certainly the original release of the second edition that mirrors exactly what we're talking about now. That wasn't grimdark at all. There was bits and pieces of it that were grimdark,
It was quite
but
bright at that
it was
stage, though, wasn't it?
very
Very
bright.
colourful.
Yeah, the aesthetic there, and it was very accessible. I think it was aimed at a
Yeah.
younger audience, a younger market, with the deeper lore kind of bringing out more of that dark theme stuff that was on the periphery of it, but functionally was still a game. And I wonder if that's not what's happening again now. We're seeing this shift in perception of what it is, and perhaps we're seeing that separation of the IP into different strands of what it is, because it
Yeah.
feels like what games were. I keep saying Warhammer, but what Games Workshop seem to be doing with some of the comments I've already made is, if you read some of the interviews, they want to merge the narrative play back into the tournament play, because that became
Mm.
very separated, very
Yeah.
gamey. And those two
Yeah,
things I
agreed.
think are distinct streams,
Mm.
and they're trying to bring that fun element back to it, and make the game somewhat more accessible. But by doing that, they've got to kind of give that narrative hook into it, haven't they? So that narrative is becoming
That's the
more
point.
important. So that the front line narrative needs to be a little bit more sanitized. That doesn't mean that the deep lore, all of the stuff behind that, I don't think is going to be. I don't think they can actually separate it from that grim darkness, because there's too much ingrained MacGuffin elements in the lore. How do you sanitize servo skulls at the end of the day? You
True.
can't do it. How do you like corpse start? You can't do it.
No, I think yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. I think I'm at the risk of I'm almost gatekeeping myself here to an extent, and I think I forget that it's a game sometimes because to me, because I don't play the game of 40K, do I? 40K to me is the setting and it's all the Black Library that I've consumed, and it is the artwork and it's the community paint jobs, and that grim dark aspect resonates with me, and it always has because 40K to me was sort of 1999 onwards,
Mhm.
and a couple of breaks here and there, but my core memories of 40K are some of the more grim dark aspects, and I think that's just really stuck with me, and that's what I'm saying. It's a me problem, um, and I understand everything you're saying. It makes complete sense if they're trying to make it more accessible, to make more money, to try and bring more people into the hobby, to try and get a younger generation into it. Because let's face it, a lot of people are guys our age that are in this
Mhm.
scene, and it is good to get a younger generation in, but it's hard because the world we're living in now, there's a lot less room for grim dark things, not just in the hobby sense, but everything is a little bit the world's a different place to what it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We grew up in a very different world to what, your lad's gonna have.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, I'm not trying to get too deep or anything like that, but I think we had vision and we had more freedom to watch different things on TV, to read different books, and, we were exposed to media that was just different than what it is today. And I think I'm finding it hard to move past that,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
like an old man set in his ways.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. But it's kind of irrelevant because I'm not gonna be playing the game. Like, we've got no plans to be playing 11th edition. We spoke at length about this before. I think, I'm not trying to get too deep. I'm literally just saying I did not find that animation pleasing, and they're kind of my reasons behind it, but it's not putting me off 11th edition. I'm excited to see what happens in the lore, but I just feel like I wanted something a little bit more striking when I saw the Emperor. I felt a little deflated, that's all. Feelings a little deflated, like a deflated balloon, but I don't know, do you know what I'm trying to get at?
I get exactly
Yeah,
where you're
yeah.
coming from, but
It's not what I expected, but then I don't know what I did expect. I was a bit, I don't know, just I felt like I've been let down. I thought I was like, "Oh, like, we're gonna see the Emperor for the first time in however long," and it's just like, "Oh, it's not exciting." I don't know. Sounds like it's a me problem. I don't know. Everyone else is excited, and I'm super happy for everybody that enjoyed it because, all the comments in our Discord, all the things I've seen Instagram, Facebook, there's a big buzz about it, and that's good. I'm excited that there's a buzz around the hobby again, and there's a big buzz around 40K, and that's really cool. And I'm excited to see where the lore goes because, the more people get into it, the more that happens when the lore progresses. That's exciting, and it's stuff for us to get excited about, even if we're not playing. It's things that we can talk about on the podcast. It's more books to read, and that's what 40K is to me. It's the lore. So yeah, I don't think I'm making any sense. In my own head, I'm excited for certain things. I didn't like the animation. Yeah, grumpy old man
it it
yelling
it
at the
made
dog.
me very excited, even though I genuinely didn't like the animation style. It reminds me of, I can't remember if I told you about this. There was a Batman cartoon, that came out, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago, called Batman Ninja. I knew exactly what it was about. I saw the previews of it, and it was just like, Batman travels back in time with some MacGuffin, Joker's back there, um, they fight.
Okay.
It loo it just I was like, "Well, I like ninjas, I like Batman, Joker's one of my favorite things ever." I knew what I was gonna get. I knew going into it what I was gonna get, and yet I was massively disappointed that it was an anime style, which isn't for me at all,
Yeah.
but I still got what I wanted from it. I didn't enjoy watching it, but I enjoyed reflecting on it after the fact, and it's the
Mm.
same thing with this trailer for me. It's like I didn't really enjoy the trailer at first until I watched it several times, and then I was like, "Yeah, alright, if I get over the style of it," which I really didn't like that much, I got so much out of it because I was like, I felt excited for the universe, which I've not for a while,
Yeah.
and it was all of the possibilities that it had for me. So I don't know. I think there needs to be more stuff like that put out there by Games Workshop. And again, it is dividing opinion, and it's kind of give you food for thought. But it's also sparked a conversation that we're having. There's going to be further conversations down the line about what the implications of it could be, like we've already kind of touched on. But there's a lot more in there as well that we can unpack.
I think I think I've just come to some sort of realization while you're talking then. I think for me, I would rather read it than see it in a video because I
It's
think
fair.
I think reading it, I can put my own spin visually on it. When I read how the Emperor would look, it will be wildly different to how somebody else is portraying it. Horror books are scarier when you read them than when you watch them on TV. Like,
Yes.
if you read Alien, it's always going to be more psychological when it's in your head than when you're seeing somebody else's interpretation of it. And I think
Yep.
maybe it's something like that. My own my own psyche creates this horror form that I resonate with that
Mhm.
Games Workshop clearly doesn't anymore.
It's a Star Wars paradox, man. That's what you describe him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's the style?
Everybody loves Star Wars.
True.
Everybody. Like it comes out, people get super excited. And across the board, everybody is almost always disappointed because it's not their version. It's not what they wanted to
Mhm.
see. And it's the same thing. They love the universe, they love the characters, they love the lore, but it doesn't matter who directs it, who stars in it. It is never going to be the film that you want to see.
I don't
And
know.
they're
I
exactly the
mean,
same.
I'm a big lover of the prequels. I was excited at the time, and they held up for me. But then the sequel trilogy,
Mhm.
did not like them, and I was
Let,
excited.
let, let's let's come back to that in 15 years' time because I hated with a passion the prequel trilogy. I mean,
Yeah,
Phantom Menace, I was like, I was 18 at the time and I was all over the internet. I was at university and we were vicious about that film.
I was 9,
Nerds were
probably 9.
nerding.
Yeah, yeah,
But now with hindsight, I love it.
yeah.
But I've got 20 odd years. No, I don't. Do I have? My God, it's all like. Anyway, time has passed. And I look back at it with a different view, and I think that's going to be similar. Not with this specific trailer. I think this is transient. This conversation about this specific piece of media is transient. I think the implications are what's important there. How it
Yeah.
looks, how it was presented. I think it's a moot point. I think we need to move past that and look at what it's implying and have the conversations about what that's going to mean for the larger grand narrative because it's
Mm.
really bloody exciting to me and scary at the same time. Like genuinely scary because if Big E comes back, like what it implies on one side is super interesting because
I
as you
mean,
said,
there could be a lot of knock-on effects, couldn't they? I mean, if you go back and listen to our Terminus Decree episode, there was things there, the contingency for if the Emperor just gets up
right?
and, I mean, that happens, and a lot of established things in 40K have to go away or they have to change radically. It could be a big shift, and that is very exciting. I think if anybody here has listened to that Terminus Decree episode, we got excited talking about, waxing lyrical about our different wacky theories about what it could mean going forward. And I feel like we're almost at a turning point now where things are going to start happening, and it might not be for another year or it might not be for another edition,
Mhm.
but I think it's going to be the case that they drop us little teasers and things start to slowly change. And yeah, I think we've been waiting a while for something of this, magnitude.
Magnitude,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think I feel like we're on the cusp of something big now.
that's it. But they can't do it too fast. I hope they won't do it too fast.
No, I don't think they will. They never do they?
No, I want it slow and sensual. It's just needs to last edition after edition. You know, no
Okay.
3-year wonder. I want a 5-year. I want a 5-year wonder of it to go onto the next edition. I think it does. Joking aside, it needs to have that slowness to it to build up because that's what made the setting so evocative in the first instance.
Mm.
It was that 5 minutes to midnight, and I don't think they can get much closer to the precipice without something dramatic changing.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that that carrot that they dangled in front of us with the Terminus Decree, because I mean, this is as you just alluded to, somewhat knowingly or unknowingly, um, carries on directly from that, doesn't it? Because it has implications to the Terminus Decree, but I think it also has implications to, and this is what I'm wondering, if the Emperor is actually dead
I mean, these are all very good
and
questions.
has always been dead.
Potentially. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you want to expand on that? You've teed me up for that one with no
Well,
with nothing to research.
no, well, thinking about it like this now, right? We could go back and think about the Terminus Decree because I think it does link into this. But if the Emperor always, got put on the Golden Throne and he was alive for a little while, and then he kicked it, he was like gone, but he's still an entity in the warp. But physically, he was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those psychers that are being killed every day, those are the That's the Astronomicon, not the Emperor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all of the Imperial Creed and everything that's been crafted by the Imperium around that, which is now I think we can agree, I think, that is the antithesis of what the Emperor wanted,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
but the people that benefit from it are like the Inquisition and
Mhm.
the High Lords of Terror specifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
They benefit a hell of a lot from the Emperor being seen to be dead, but not having any real governance of the Imperium.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it mirrors that political satire that gave rise to 40K in the first instance. That basically it's almost like an inverse puppet government, isn't it? They've got the figurehead in the emperor that's not really doing anything at all,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's governed by them, keeping it that way.
Getting into very Metal Gear territory again here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is what's wondrous
Patriots.
about it.
Yeah, it's
And if you layer on top of that, then the Terminus Decree that was allegedly issued by the emperor.
yeah.
If the emperor ever gets off the golden throne for whatever reason, somebody manages to revive him for whatever reason, if it was the emperor saying, "I need to sit back on this golden throne," who benefits again from that? The High Lords of Terror.
Sit down, die.
They wrote the Terminus Decree, get the emperor back on the golden throne, make sure he's like a bit I can't know what we're doing because we don't want to be losing our seats of power. It's them that benefits. We know that the Imperium aren't the good guys. There aren't any good guys or bad guys in 40K.
No.
So putting this spin on it feels like it brings it back to, I mean, it may be completely off piste, but it's a possibility, isn't it? I mean, and it's an interesting one to me. I'm like,
It's a valid observation. I think it's a valid point, and I think it might be lending credence to the fact that we might end up with some new Grey Knights in this edition. That'd be
yeah,
cool, wouldn't it? I know. I mean, I don't want to make this Terminus Degree episode part 2, but you know how much I love the aesthetic of the Grey Knights, and you know how excited I got when we were talking about that Terminus Degree and what it would mean, and
Oh, yeah.
hope that that was there intentionally, in line with something similar to what you said. I hope we get. I know you didn't want another form of galactic civil war, but I do. I want those Primarchs coming back. They're not going to be agreeing with what the High Lords of Terror are doing. Little things like this. It's all pointing towards there's going to be some sort of revolution or some
agree.
sort of big shift, and I want to be part of it.
See, this is what I agree with you, and this is what would probably make me not interested in the hobby.
It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd be like, this is. I do feel like it would go Horus Heresy 2.0. Not in the same trope. I think that there'd be external players in it as well, but perhaps external alliances as well. It's certainly. I don't find it as interesting, perhaps, as Big E coming back as a warp entity or something
I
like that.
think it
But
would be very much less of the brother versus brother mentality of the Horus Heresy. This sort of literal good versus evil. You've got the good brothers against the bad brothers, and then Daddy overseeing it. I think it'd be very different to that because you've got
Mhm.
the different political factions in play. You've got other races. I think there's a lot more moving parts. So I feel like even if it was seemingly a Horus Heresy Part 2, I think it'd be more nuanced. I think it'd be a broader spectrum, especially with with the way that the Imperium's almost split, and it's more of a wider narrative, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a fair summation of it. To be fair,
Yeah. I mean, it is all conjecture, isn't it? We don't know, and it's good that it's sparked these discussion points.
I like not knowing. That's what I want. I don't want them to give too much away.
Yeah, it's good to get the excitement up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. I mean, I'm interested to see how the Mechanicus play into this as well. To be honest,
Didn't even think of that.
because there's a whole plethora of other lore surrounding it, isn't it? Because like how they perceive the Omnissiah compared to the Emperor
Yeah.
is utterly different. So perhaps that civil war looks a little bit different if something like that did happen now that involves the Mechanicus a little bit
Yeah,
more.
Mars plays a really big part in
Mhm.
it. That'd be
Yeah.
interesting, yeah. We might have almost 3 opposing factions. It might not just be a case of one side against the other. It might be a, really big sprawling, thing where there might be 4 or 5 different sides that are
100%.
yeah, allegiance is changing and, it could happen.
Who knows if they would play on the Firstborn and Primaris again? Because I mean, that seems to have kind of somewhat
Possibly. That's kind of
calmed
gone
down,
dead.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I hope not
Excuse me.
because it's wonderful. Because I can see Cole being a major player.
Yeah. I'd like to see I know, I'd like to see some bits of nostalgia being drawn back. I mean, we know about Cypher. When Cypher went to have his audience with the Emperor, are we going to see something on the back of that? Is Cypher going to play a part? We've got all of your lads, the Dark Angels, the Unforgiven being forgiven seemingly, and are they going to have a part? Luther's still kicking about, isn't he?
Luther is still kicking about. Oh well, what about the Alpha Legion? Perhaps they knew all along, and they're not.
Maybe.
They're not baddies. They're goodies,
Yeah.
but baddies because they know what the real. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a.
Are they just pure grey?
And perhaps I wish the word because they'd be better than that stupid metallic teal.
You know what I mean? Morally. Oh, no, I think it's really fun to speculate, and it opens up possibilities, but I understand getting excited. And at the same time, I kind of want to rein in my excitement a little bit because I feel like a lot of my ideas are wacky and maybe they're based on, going back to my original point, maybe they're based on a Games Workshop idea that no longer exists. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going to temper my expectations and temper my excitement and just go along for the ride, I think.
Okay, fair. Oh, on the back of this, shall we jump into the next thing to discuss?
Yeah.
For us to discuss?
Let's do it.
John Blanche is dead.
Yeah,
That sucks.
yeah, it does. Yeah, that was, yeah, I mean, that was last week, wasn't it?
It
Was
was.
recording. Yeah, the very sad news, I think. I don't know if you guys saw our Instagram post if you follow us, but we've spoken about John Blanche's art, in a lot of our podcast episodes before, and I don't think it could be understated how much, some of the work of that man meant for people like us in the hobby. At the time, with our age, John Blanche's art is just ingrained in my brain to be Warhammer, and without him, it was just words for a long time for me. And yeah, it's really sad that we've lost him, but we've always got a hell of a lot of cool artwork to look at and remember him fondly. But to me, that artwork is Warhammer. It's Warhammer 40,000.
100%. I mean, we mentioned on the Discord that perhaps we could break down some of his artwork and find our favorite piece. But I'm going to hazard a guess that we both probably got the same favorite piece of Blanche artwork.
What do you think mine is?
Well, it's clearly not the same as mine.
B. What do you think?
Mine's him on throne.
Mine's the Sister of
A
Battle,
sister of battle with a flag up.
the one that I
Yeah.
put in the Discord. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the Battlefleet Gothic one as
Yeah.
well. I really like that. I think that's quite. It gives us a sense of scale.
Yeah.
And I liked it, oddly, and I don't know why I liked it. The is it Black Templars?
Yeah. Yeah. Very. I like.
You know which one I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I do
I
know.
quite like that one, and I like his. Did he do Grimaldus or was it Asmodai? Yeah, it was Mike McVeigh that did Asmodai.
Not sure, to be honest, but
Yeah, it was Grimaldus then. Did the Grimaldus piece. I loved it. Yeah, it's sad that he's gone.
yeah,
I hope we get somebody as defining as well.
it would be good if we could. Yeah. I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I think he meant so much to a lot of people in the hobby of our age, and as you say, it almost feels, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but it feels like with him moving on, it feels like the hobby's also moving on. We've kind of accidentally drawn a parallel there, haven't we?
Wow.
And
Wow.
it is sad because we're not going to get any more art from him. But yeah, it feels like the hobby's moving away from that style anyway. So
Yeah. Do you know what? I recently found the guy's name's completely dropped out of my head, and this is not to diminish John Blanche's memory at all, but I made some comments about some artwork, which I know, I have opinions on that. And there's quite a painterly style to some of the 40k artwork at the moment, and it's one chap that has a lot of the stuff that I like is him, and I can't remember the guy's name.
oh yeah, you
I,
told me
I,
when you
I sent him a
found
message about him,
Yeah,
but yeah, and the one with the really thin bolter that's on the cover of the
yeah.
that's him as well.
Oh, okay.
So he took a misstep with the thinness of that bolter,
Yeah.
but I really like his work.
Mm.
I had a look around. I think I found some of his stuff on ArtStation. Some of his concept sketches, oh my days, dude.
I will say, expect a future Wayne here when you remember what his name is. When you
Oh,
honestly, I did.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I don't think I'm as big into the art as you. I think for me the written word is a much bigger part of the hobby than the artwork is. But yeah, I mean the dude that you sent, and I had a Google and saw some of his pieces, and I get why you like him.
I was
You're looking for his.
I was having a quick look through his chat, and I cannot for the life of me. I want to say Daniel something.
He's not the one that put six fingers on the.
He is not.
Like,
I hate that piece of art anyway. I don't care whether it's photograph AI. Are we going to talk about that at some point?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a minute, I think. Yeah. Why not? So Yeah, unfortunately, John Blanche is sadly gone. We'll find some
Yeah.
way to pay tribute to him, I suppose. We'll talk about some of the artwork later on, but I think
Yeah, I think when we've had a bit more time to have a think about it, we can probably dedicate a little more time to it. I think I'd certainly like to, but yeah, I mean, I'd be very surprised if we've got any listeners that don't know who John Blanche was and seen John Blanche's artwork. You might not know you've seen it in passing, but I would implore you to Google John Blanche, look at some of his work, and I really don't think you'll be disappointed. If you like listening to us, you've probably got a similar view on the hobby, so you'll probably like his artwork.
absolutely it's amazing. It's sad that he's gone, but yeah, I think we'll much like John, shall we move on to another section?
Yeah, let's do it.
You're loving this. Wait. Are we refueled?
Sufficiently.
I feel like a very full Land Raider,
That's one way of putting it.
full of chicken.
My stomach is like a Land Raider.
I could eat more, you know. I am like legitimately a vacuum cleaner today. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's because I did heavy squats this morning.
You didn't have any lunch.
And I didn't have any lunch.
So that's probably why.
Yeah. Oh well. What we're gonna do? Right. Let's talk more Warhammer stuff. We can get to that. Should we touch on the hot sauces?
Yeah, we can do, yeah.
Yeah.
What we just had.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
tried one that you've not had.
I did. I can't remember what it's called.
Varelli.
Varelli's, the
Varelli?
Italian one. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's pretty readily available nowadays, but it's not red hot, is it?
It was tasty. It was fresh.
Yeah, I think it's very much an Italian hot sauce, isn't it? Which
Yeah.
is it's quite an interesting one because you don't often see that. It's a lot of the time it's Mexican or barbecue but this one it's good on pizza.
I was gonna say I imagine that'd make
Yeah.
a really nice base for pizza.
Yeah, it's good on pizza, good on pasta. They do an extra hot one, so if you ever see that, I think that'd be right up your street. Which is, I mean, it's not extra hot, and I mean it's palatable, it's tasty, but it's nicer than that one, I think, for you. And they do a truffle one as well.
I'm not
I
sure how I
don't think
feel
I've
about
tried the
truffle
truffle
hot
though.
sauce.
I don't think I've tried it. I feel like I'd remember it. I quite like truffle fries, so if I see it, I will
really?
at some point. Yeah,
I don't know. It's a bit too earthy for me, but the other ones, I really, really like the Melinda's one, the ghost pepper.
yeah, the ghost one.
That is well
Is that
tasty.
the one with purple label?
No,
The
no,
blue.
yeah, the blue label.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. I like. What else? We're trying to use up my stocks, aren't we? So I can give me some opportunity to buy some new one. We had what's that one that you brought? The green one, the banana one.
Dub dub.
Dub Dub. Yeah, had some of that they no longer make. That's a good one.
Bad times.
Tasted more gingery today than I noticed before, but maybe just because we had a different medium, different carrier medium.
Yeah, no wings.
Yeah, no wings today. What else did we have? We had a couple of we had some I had some tapatio,
Oh yeah, I did have a little smidge of that.
and then we had what was that barbecue one? The barbecue one that was made by the guys, the Torchbearer. These
Zombie.
Zombie, yeah.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that one. That one's nearly gone. I'll be sad when that one's gone because they ain't cheap.
Now they need to release the Torchbearer ones in the UK, like without importing them, because they are super tasty.
Yeah, we
Honey badger.
Yeah, you do.
Nothing's gonna come close to honey badger. Is that? Oh dear me. But yeah,
A good mix.
yeah, feeling refueled. My mouth is a little bit tingly. It feels like it's having a party there in Prometheum fuel hot sauce,
Very
like I say
good.
in that
I
Land
like
Raider.
that.
So let's carry on the 40k band and touch on some, I suppose, a little bit on what we've been doing hobby wise and some of the rumors surrounding Kill Team.
I didn't know there was any rumors.
This is one that I'm very excited about.
Yeah, you can go.
Very excited.
You have it with me.
I am indeed. So
I mean, this is live. You haven't told me about this prior, so
no. Well, you probably won't have seen it, but I mean, it was a rumor a few months ago, or perhaps we just talked about it and then we manifested it into reality. Oh, that's
like the Emperor.
well, Legion of the Damned.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Oh, no,
Oh,
I don't
yes.
anything about this.
Kill Team.
Oh,
So the next season launch box is apparently Legion of the Damned and Orcs.
Okay. Where have you found this?
Internets, and it's been, yeah. I mean, it had been rumored online, but now it's been some infamous bloggers, news people that tend to be right and annoyingly vocal. I've mentioned it. Yes. So
Okay. So, I mean, how do you feel about this?
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited. So one of my concerns, and it's not been addressed, and he actually picked up on it in the video as well. So I think it's not just me that's concerned about this, is the scale of what they're going to be, because
They
I
shouldn't be
suppose
primary.
logically they shouldn't be Primaris.
No, they should be firstborn.
But, perhaps they're going to be upscaled so that they look.
Firehawks, were they? Before they were Legion of the Damned?
Well, we don't know who
That
they're
group.
supposed to be canonically. They could be Doom Eagles as well, is it?
Oh, is that what? Yeah, is that what I'm thinking?
Firehawks is another
Was that
speculation. Then no, I think it is the Firehawks.
okay? You would expect them to be, well, at least in sort of retro armor, if not, I mean, firstborn scale, but it shouldn't be anywhere near Primaris.
I don't know. I mean, why wouldn't they be? Well, I think there's a whole thing is like we don't know what the Legion of the Damned are
That's
canonically.
it, unless they
They just-
retcon the law
Yeah,
and, they changed they changed some of the background, but
but it's been strongly implied that there could be a couple of different lost chapters.
yeah.
There's also the implication that they could be just a warp manifestation, which I kind of like, but kind of dislike.
It's a bit lazy, isn't it? I think to just say. I think I'd rather it be a lost chapter. I think there's more gravitas and there's more excitement behind that than just. It's almost like somehow Palpatine returned, isn't it? When it's a warp entity, it's a bit of a catch.
I get you.
Yeah.
I suppose greedily, from my own perspective, I want them to be Primaris, looking at Primaris scale, because I like that, just with Mark 7 helmets, obviously, because why wouldn't they?
They'd be upscaled in the same sense that the new Chaos Marines are, so they're not going to be tiny.
Yeah.
But I don't think they shouldn't be in Primaris armor for me unless they change the law. That's how.
Yeah. Potentially.
Do you think they'll? I mean, you've got to think that the aesthetic of them is going to be reminiscent of what they used to be.
See, this is where I don't know what they would do. I was wondering if with the release of 11th edition now, and we're getting the new assault, or whatever they're called, tactical Marines with all of the mishmash in the armor.
Yeah.
Imagine this. They release those first in Kill Team with an upgrade sprue that turns them into Legion of the Damned. Because they've already got the mix and mash of armor. And you get some shoulder pads with some like burny heads and some burny chest plates or whatever.
Bones, like the rib
bones. Yeah. Because originally, like back in 2nd, 3rd edition, I think it was only ever painted on, wasn't it? It wasn't up until
it was the flames, wasn't it?
4th, 5th edition.
Yeah.
That we actually got the sculpted Legion. That's what they metal. I don't even think they did fine caps, did they?
As far as I'm aware, they were metal. Yeah.
So
I never had them.
no, I didn't.
I think
I
they're
didn't
gonna
own
have to
them.
be careful with this because there is something quite camp about them. When you look at the old models, there's an element of fun there, and I know that it's meant to be horrific, Legion of the Damned, but it goes back to what we were saying about the 2nd edition vibe, where it was more colourful. When you see the goblin green bases and these super accented flames on these Marines, before you start to bring in the bone element, they've got to be careful that they don't make this a bit too on the nose and a bit too camp.
Yeah, I was wondering how they were going to deal with that myself, because like you've got some of the chaplains and stuff, haven't you? You've got that Blood Angel guy that looks very bony.
Yeah.
And you got like not the Judicar, the other dude that's got. There's a couple of the recent-ish Primaris releases that are very bone heavy armor.
Yeah.
And it looks cool, but
sorry, this would be interesting because you were talking about that Ultramarine successor called the Mortifactors.
The Mortifactors,
yeah, and they have bones on their armor, don't they?
they do. They do have some here and there.
Yeah, so that could be an interesting little conversion jobby for you.
Perhaps, yeah. Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah. Sorry.
It wholly depends what they're doing. I think because like if this does come to pass, and on the dawning of the 3rd day, if it does though, and I mean that box set, if it is Legion of the Damned and Orcs, would be probably something that I'd have to buy. Obviously, I don't want to like shift the Orcs. It's not really interesting.
Yeah.
But depending on what the sculpts look like, it's either going to be an easy purchase for me, like a hard yes, regardless, or it's going to be another big project, because I will 100% want to play Legion of the Damned.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't just look like Ghost Rider.
Or Doom Rider.
Doom Rider! Is that what I was thinking?
No, not Doom Rider, the Slaneshi dude.
Oh, I was thinking Nick Cage, Ghost Rider.
I know, but Doom Rider. Doom Rider on the bike, he's coming back. Yeah. He's getting a new sculpt, isn't he?
Apparently, yeah.
I'm excited for that as well.
I think Legion of the Damned, I'm more interested. Again, this is a really strange tie-in. I'm more interested to read about them and imagine them more horrific than being this sort of overtly campy, almost sort of new metal style of, them black short sleeve, like, bowling shirts you see with the flames on the bottom? That's kinda what they remind me of, like
But that's what they looked like in second edition. I can see where you're coming
that
from.
guy from, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Yeah, 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 kind of like that vibe, and, I think it's yeah, that's what I get from that, and, I'd much rather read about them, from I don't know, from, like, you think about it from, I don't know, like, Acadian's point of view.
Mhm,
Go with me here. So, they're besieged on this planet, they're fighting this war that they can't win. Legion of the Damned turn up.
mhm.
How are they gonna be seeing these guys? They come down from the heavens, wreathed in flame or something. That's more something sort of biblical about that rather than campy dudes with, new metal flames all over them.
I don't think they're gonna look like that.
No, do you think they'll widely change it up?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think they have to.
Okay, I'm gonna throw something over to you now.
Mhm.
What would you do if you could redesign the Legion of the Damned? Do you have anything in mind? Sorry, I kinda put you on the spot there.
No, no, it's a good one. I think I would go I like the flames, but
Mm.
I'm not necessarily the flames painted on the armor. Definitely wouldn't go there.
Actual flame.
Yeah, yeah, they would have actual flames, and actual bone. So I wouldn't just have like how you sometimes you get like the augmetics,
Yes.
iron hands kind of thing. So I'd be going heavily into the kit bashing kind of like skeleton, almost
Mm.
like the death rattle in AOS kind of
So, like,
thing, but in
skeleton
power armor.
power armor.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay,
I'd go.
okay.
I'd lean in hard into that.
So make them some sort of like a
Hmm.
ghostly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
100% is how it would be, and
going for the
then
horror vibe.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think that's what Legion of the Damned need to be because if you go for it, for me anyway, um, if you go for it being just kind of like another chapter,
Mm.
you you kind of pigeonholing yourself into something that's
Edgy good guys rather than these
yeah,
guys could be
yeah,
anything.
and it's an opportunity, isn't it, to have a really fun, interesting aesthetic with some really interesting, fun rules and weapons.
Yeah. And some, some new Black Library fiction.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, dude.
Even if it's just a couple of short stories or, a couple of novellas, it could be nobody knows if whose side these guys are on. Nobody knows where
Mhm.
they turn up in at the strangest times and you don't really know what their purpose is. Like, I like that idea.
I'm there with it.
Big place for stuff like that in 40K, for me.
I did read somewhere or listen to something in the recent-ish past where there was the thoughts that the Legion of the Damned weren't ghosts or anything like that, but they were afflicted by some type of like melody.
Melody.
Melody, sorry, not melody. That's back to Zinchi and not
Noise
Zinchi,
Marine.
Slanesh, Noise Marines, isn't it? Afflicted with some type of malady that's possibly chaotic in nature, but they kept having flickerings of coming back to realization that was still serving the emperor,
Yeah.
and that group awareness of what was happening then forced them to kind of materialize in real space, but everything that was happening to them was happening at the point wherever whatever lost chapter it was
Yeah.
happened. So it's kind of like this flitting backwards and forwards in time until eventually we're not going to see the Legion of the Damned anymore because they'll be wholly consumed by whatever this this melody is.
Hmm.
I was like, that's a really interesting take on it because you get the mortal element of it, and you can then kill them in some respect. So from a gaming lore perspective, it kind of works.
Similar to like the Rubric Marines, I guess, in a
That
sense.
kind of, yeah, in that respect. But also, it's like a really interesting lore because I really liked it. And I thought that has potential, but I do like the idea of them as well now being kind of like these spectral ghosty things. I like the idea of them having ghosty bolters, but like how I would want to see some really interesting rules reflecting that on the tabletop that made it a little bit more.
Make them a bit more sort of spectral.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
perhaps make them like glass cannons or something, so the weapons like hitting really hard, like stupid AP or whatever it is in 40K.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think if you're going to go down that route, then you could have some similarities to how the Night Haunt work in AOS because it looks like the new rules kind of
Yeah,
have a lot of similarity, don't they?
yeah. That would work actually, wouldn't it?
So maybe like ignoring some of them terrain rules, well, you can just kind of,
Yeah,
manifest and, move around
that
the
would be
board
cool.
and Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Oh yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? So, like, they're, like, flitting out of existence and appearing over here,
I think
do
it's
something
more
like that.
yeah, go down like a haunting route, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, okay,
I'm there for that.
Ghost Marines.
And I can see that working really well in Kill Team.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I think because I think I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you only ever really see them as a unit, don't you? Rather than as an army, like
Yeah,
a chapter as such. You
I
only ever see
believe so. I can't think of any named, characters for the
no, I don't think so. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. I think, I mean, I love stuff like this in 40K, and I love when you get something that's open ended, where you can put your own spin on it, where you don't have all the answers to something. And no, it can be frustrating when you don't have, a concrete answer of who this person is or why they're there. I like how a lot of it's open to interpretation, so you can put your own spin on it, and I think there's a huge place in the hobby, and especially Kill Team is such a good place to do this as well, something of this size. But yeah, I don't know if I'd be in a rush to play as them. I would be more interested in, reading in the lore about them. But yeah, I think you could do some really cool stuff with them.
I'm 100% interested in these.
Yeah, I think yeah, I'd love to see if you'd paint them sort of spectral, this, yeah, really ghostly look. That'd be cool.
I was thinking on the way over actually about what colour glow would do on them.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Thinking blue.
You mean like my night on? They're teal, aren't they? Teal and green.
I think it'd have to be blue.
Yeah. Kind of like the Warriors of the Dead in Lord of the Rings, the Army of
Yeah,
the Dead,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that kind of thing.
No,
It's more of a green
that's more
colour.
greeny, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think blue would absolutely work, yeah, and I think it would be a nice change from the usual sort of, typical red, yellow flames that you would see.
No, yeah, yeah, absolutely wouldn't go with, like, flamey flames.
Mm. Oh, it'd be really interesting. Yeah, I hope that that comes to fruition because I think it's a good mix of having a bit of something that's whimsical, but also something that you could turn more horrific. So it's having that balance between what certain people want and what you expect to see. It's nice.
So if it did happen,
Mm.
and let's say it comes Kill Team, who would you have them face off against? Because I think Orcs
I
is a
think it,
bad match,
I
but I
think it
can see
could be
why.
anyone. I think it's one of the things because we don't know where their loyalties are really. I think, you know, going back, it's been a case of they turn up and they fight on the side of the good guys, don't they?
Well, the Imperium.
Yeah, the Imperium. Yeah,
It
yeah. Oh, fair enough. But yeah, Orcs doesn't seem to. I don't know.
don't work for me,
No.
does it? I can't
I
imagine
don't
the
know
box
why.
art. I just wouldn't be like,
I feel like they would more likely sort of turn up to. This is an interesting thing because I feel like they'd be more likely to turn up to save somebody else rather than be fighting their own battle more than that.
yeah.
Maybe turn up to aid, like I said, some beleaguered guard somewhere, or to some, a, sort of battered chapter of Space Marine somewhere. That kind of thing. They turn up as saviors more than they're doing their own thing. I'm interested to see how they work that into law.
I kind of hope that they don't release more than a Kill Team, maybe a Dreadnought. Uh, the reason being, like, exactly what you've just said. I think having an army of Legion of the Damned is not feasible. But I think
Yeah.
having a supporting unit that has really good rules, that is a little bit on the nose, kind of out there, as you say, it leads into the lore of them appearing to support something. So you have them as a regiment of renown or something, or whatever the 40K equivalent is
Yeah.
of that. And you can take your Legion of the Damned. But get this, this is what I would want to see. Them not having, so like the comeback mechanics in some fighting games where you get access to a more powered up version of a move or something. You have to get to like X percentage of your overall army size or something similar to whatever that is,
Yeah.
before you can bring them on, and you can only have them on the table for 2 moves.
Yeah. Have them on as like a
Yeah,
patch to
so they
passive
appear and
effect.
then they disappear. Adding more to that, flitting in, flitting out, I'd really like that.
A bit more. I don't know. I'm thinking kind of on our feet now, and I like that idea in gameplay. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they would work in a kill team setting because yeah, I'm not sure how they could work that into the narrative that they kind of have their own. What am I trying to say? Their own sort of direction. I feel like they're more saviors than they are sort of preempting attacks against the Imperium's enemies, but there is something sort of demonic about them, you know, and if they are warp entities or they're afflicted with something, then surely they need to be hunted by the Imperium as well.
Who knows? I mean, does it?
Grey Knights.
I mean, there's the idea that the warp soul's bad is kind of somewhat conflicted, isn't it? Because I mean, you got the webway that's it's just.
This is true about
Warp.
talking from the Imperium's perspective, not from my perspective.
Do they? I mean, there are Imperial records of them existing.
Yes, there are.
So I don't know. Perhaps they do. I don't know. Who can say? But I'm excited. I genuinely hope
yeah.
this is a thing.
I do, yeah.
Just hope it's not against the Orcs. But I don't know who I would have them against, other than word bearers.
That'd be interesting. I think it could be, yeah, I think it could be any Chaos Marines. Could be.
Nah, it needs to be word bearers for me. Yes, because I really like word bearers. But true. I don't know. There's something demonic about the word bearers compared to folders. I mean, we've talked about it before, so we'll revisit that. But I think those versus Legion of the Damned, especially if they do really distinguish Legion of the Damned away from standard Space Marines. So like forgetting about Justian or like the Death Watch kill team. They really do had some flavor and stuff here, but I really want them to go like the skeletal or.
I hope you get the braziers.
Oh yeah.
You know, that kind of that idea.
Oh, that's easy enough to pull off, isn't it? I mean, you can. I've got loads of STLs of braziers that we could smash out.
Yeah,
it's like one of the ideas for the kill team. If you remember, ages back, I talked about it, was doing Carcharodons and Legion of the Damned for the kill team. I'm kind of glad that I didn't now because I'm excited for
it might come to fruition. Yeah.
I just hope that they
it's like-
do go from her size.
It's like me making changing my Commissar Gaunt to Caiaphas Cain, and then they bring out Caiaphas Cain model, don't they?
Gutted.
I can't wait for that. I mean, I'm going to actually pre-order. I'm going to get up and be refreshing my page and try and pre-order that when that comes up.
Oh, the new model.
Yeah, because he's
fair dues. Yeah, you did like it, didn't you?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love his little mate as well.
Is going to appear in your kill team?
Probably.
Nah, nice one.
I mean, he'll just be proxied as the.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, does it? If that's who you want, is it?
Yeah. And if not, then I've got my converted Gaunt, who kind of doesn't look too dissimilar. So the same I don't know that, but you know, is what it is.
It is.
Yeah, I think it's just a better it's a better scale because my dudes are Kassakin, aren't they? And they, you know, they're a bit bulkier, a little.
Yeah, they are.
So it stands up well with a Commissar. So the Commissar doesn't stand out as much.
Oh yeah.
But I've got I believable in the kill team game as their sergeant, but pretty 70 kills, isn't it? Nobody's.
Well, but still, it's nice to have those little lore references to how you think it would work.
Yeah, well, I think we're gonna touch on. I think at some point we're gonna talk about our kill team narrative, but I don't think the Guard are gonna be sticking around for long, are they? So,
I mean, they may do. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, it depends on the dice rolls, I guess.
I get it. Well, absolutely, I think it does. So speaking of that, we'll flip flop backwards and forwards. I think into what we've been doing hobby wise and into any more kill team stuff. I'm not sure there is. So the next kill team release would technically be the new season. I think.
When would that be?
September.
Quick now, isn't it? So potentially we're looking at September for.
Yeah. So I think the big thing is obviously 11th edition this month, and then I think the next big 40k one would be that. If it is a new edition, it may be, and I kind of hope it is, just a refettle of the current rule set.
Yeah, I hope that's what it is. Yeah,
because
we're about to start getting into it. So.
Yeah.
I think that's yeah, I mean, we haven't started playing it yet, but you know, we've been working on the kill teams. You've been working on the terrain, and you know, you've been doing a lot of heavy lifting with some of the campaign stuff, which I haven't actually seen.
You haven't seen any of it.
I'm excited. From what you've told me, it sounds cool.
Let's get into that, I suppose. Then should we talk about that? So, what have we been doing in the hobby? Well, I've been doing little bits and pieces. So I think it has been 3 or 4 weeks, and it's been 4 weeks I think since we got up. So in the 4 weeks, I've spent a little bit, all of my hobby time. In fact, what I'm about, not making videos or podcasts. But what I've actually done is I've gone away and I've made 2 kill team boards.
Yeah.
They're done now. The second one, I say, is done. It is 85% done. It's playable, but it's not done to how I want it. Where the first one is. So the first one is the Canyon board. and that's a full-sized, a little bit bigger than full-size, in fact, but the reasons why. Full-size board, completely enclosed, like, I'm super happy with it. It's the nicest board I've ever done. Um, and it does lean into the specific campaign that we're doing. So Red Terror box, Terror and Devlin just came out. We've got a Red Terror proxy,
Which is sick.
it's an amazing model, isn't it?
Oh, nice. So I'm only seeing pictures of it, but I cannot wait to see it in the flesh.
I'm
It looks
happy with it.
incredible.
It is wonderful. That's done. And also the Ravener team.
Yeah.
So we've got the Red Terror done, 10 Gaunts done.
Yeah.
The Ravener kill team. So that gives us 2 teams there.
Yeah.
We've also got a fully done, what's it called? Index Tyrannid kill team. So that's the warriors, three. I think it's three warriors, 5 Dune Stealers, and some Gaunts or something like that.
Yeah.
They're all. So we have a variety of NIDs at different levels of aggression that's going to lead us through the story. I won't spoil the story because I'm going to read through what I've written probably in the next episode. So we have a 3 chapter, 3 campaign, 3 game narrative. I think it's going to be 3, might be more. The second board is an interior board or an elevated board. It's like actually sits physically above, or in front of the previous board. So the idea is it's inside of a canyon. Definitely not taken from the idea of the film Tremors at all. And there's a reason why the Red Terror can't get out of the canyon. It's in there. There's a settlement. There's a big Promethean line. So it's a strategically important position for the Imperium to have. So there's some MacGuffin there. There's been loads of murders because of the Red Terror, yada yada yada. They've got to get in and do this. So we've got all of that written. I've created the characters, the bios, and everything like that. I've had my first dabblings with creating an actual campaign structure with objectives and narrative, objectives and rules for this. So this is my first time at that. I've got a start on the pictures that I've taken, so I'm going to do like the nice overlays of where all the deployment zones and everything are, which should be fairly self-explanatory because the boards physically represent what they are supposed to be and where and everything. Like say, so the second internal board will either sit in front of it or above it. The reason why we've got those 2 options and we can build on top of that will be denoted by the outcome at various points in the story of who wins what and who's playing what. Since we'll be playing cooperatively, I think we're going to do this as using the Nemesis rule set for some of it. But we will have branching scenarios depending on what objectives we manage to achieve at any given point of whether we're going into the bunker or up onto it. And there's one other team that I need to acquire before we can play a campaign, and that is the. No, I'm not speaking very well, am I? Use your words where. I think it's the Brood Brothers that I want.
Okay.
So they would be the interior kill team. So I need to pick that box set up as well. And then we can play through this entire story-driven campaign. So the idea is this is going to replace our explorations into the Jade Abbey via Darkwater. It's going to be an onboarding into Kill Team so that you have some experience of that, so that when the next edition of Kill Team comes around, we should be able to do more stuff like this and hit the ground running. But we have some pre-built boards and stuff, and
and I've
an idea
of terrain.
You do?
We've both got multiple kill teams, haven't we? So
oh yes.
So yeah, I mean, we'll have a talk off mic about some of the actual logistics and when we're going to do this, how we're going to do this. But yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for that. I think it's been something that we've both had a couple of I'm not going to draw this out. Let's face it, we've had a couple of shit weeks, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's not been fun. It's been hot. We're tired. We're grumpy, but this is exciting.
I'm very excited for it.
I mean, you've played Kill Team before. I haven't.
I have. I had a couple of refresher games recently just to
so I'm super excited to play. I think it's going to give me a lot of the 40k flavor that I want without having to play full fat 40k, as you say, which is something I'm excited for. Yeah, I think, if you've listened to us before, and especially some of the earlier episodes, we are all about crafting narratives and we're all about, the fluff. And I think this is going to let us tell some stories. And it sounds like you've got some really cool ideas so far. From what I mean, just from what you said, it almost sounds like some sort of 80s action movie, and I'm excited.
It is 100% got that vibe, dude.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, don't mock my story writing. I mean, I know
That's all.
we've got some incredible talent over on the Discord, haven't we? That are actually like professional writers and stuff. So
Mhm.
I'm a little bit scared to put it up on the podcast and be overly judged, but I think it should be enjoyable, fun that has some flavor. And I think this will be the first time we've put out there in public the kind of thing that we started off with. I know we've got the AOS things that's still slow burning there,
Yeah.
as in when you get your stuff finished and we can play it. But this is like a much smaller scale,
I've got 2,000 points paid and done.
but we can play whenever.
Yeah.
It's solid.
Don't
It's
put it
good.
all on me.
Well, the boards are done now. I
Yeah.
finished the boards just after Christmas, didn't I? So,
Yeah, I think, yeah, I think we're getting to the crunch time now, aren't we?
yeah.
I'm excited. So, okay, so what are we starting with, Kill Team? Like, can you give any teasers? Like, what's in the first battle? Who's playing what against who?
So it'll be us as your guard. They just need painting, so we need to talk about that later, actually, of to what that looks like, and I'm happy to paint them up. So we've got them ready to
Oh,
go.
Acadians.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll dig them up. They're remind me they're in there.
So they will be fighting against, in the first instance, the Raveners.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Do you need anything for flavor for broken vehicles or anything?
We can have some. I haven't done any scatter terrain.
I was gonna say if you
the
want,
board,
I've got
so.
a what's the walker, the two-legged one?
Sentinel.
I've got a sentinel and I've got a half-built Lehman Russ tank. If you want to smash them up,
We can do that. I can make
yeah,
this
yeah,
happen. Yeah,
yeah, sounds fun.
absolutely, 100%. Yeah, so we can make some terrain for that.
And we've got loads of disposable Cadians. Just a caveat: I bought I think it was before
Disposable Cadians. I'm loving that term, man.
before Combat Patrol. I think this was a lockdown idea back when I still lived,
BC,
yeah, back
BCP.
when I still lived in York, when I was bored and it was lockdown, I had nothing to do. I bought was it a Start Collecting box or something?
I don't know.
It might have been a Combat Patrol, I'm not sure. But the Cadian one.
Okay.
It had the, I don't know what you call it, the gun emplacement, the mortar thing you can build in a few different.
Oh yeah,
So I
yeah.
had
I know what you mean.
2 of them. So I've got
I'll
one,
be able to start collecting when you actually get
yeah,
value.
2 of them, Sentinel. Did it have the tank in?
I
And
think
then,
it did the start collection box. I
yeah,
presume, and I
but the
was looking at
tank,
the old school one.
yeah, command unit and I think 2 units Cadians. And the bulk of that is
Nice.
still on the sprue. So yeah, I mean, I'll dig it out. You can go to town.
I can make this happen.
Yeah, paint them up however you want.
So yeah, the first game will be against the Raveners. One of us will probably have to play the Raveners in this respect.
Yeah.
So or we could flip flop between.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Play as guards if you want to play as the runners.
I don't. I
'Cause you don't like guards.
don't mind. I don't like them, but then again, I don't want them. I don't want them like die. Apparently, the Raveners is a really good team competitively in the meta. The last 2 kill teams that I've bought and painted
Conveniently.
are conveniently the best teams in the meta. Apparently,
From the dude that's not a meta chaser.
I genuinely didn't know, and I got some proper dodgy looks like, oh yeah, we know what you're doing, like.
I'm not
But
meta
I'm like, what? What?
I
What?
genuinely know that you're not. I think it's, you just like the aesthetics and you go down that route, don't
To be honest, I wouldn't have it like going straight off the box. I was talking with a friend about this with the Raveners. I think they look on the box art and how they're painted, they're badly photographed, in my opinion. And the color scheme on them is one of the worst paint jobs I've ever seen G-Dubs put out there. Honestly, it is terrible.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely atrocious. And it does nothing for what is from building them now and seeing them without any paint on it. Really nice sculpts. Those paint jobs do nothing to sell those models, and it's a real shame. I feel bad for the sculptor because they're genuinely like wonderful looking sculpts, and I would have not have known it from that box art.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But
at least you had the chance to,
yeah.
right that wrong, I guess.
Well, yeah. Hopefully you'll like them. So I'm excited about those. Well,
I've seen your older Tyranids, and you're doing them in the same style, aren't you?
I am indeed. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they're gonna look cool.
Hybrid Metallicus.
If when we start, I'll tell you what, when we start playing, we'll start putting some more structured posts on our Instagram to show you sort of some of our progress and
No, that's a good shot actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
put them in the Discord and stuff like that. Maybe we, I don't know, do some reels or something. We'll figure something.
Sounds like you job.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm too old for such things.
I mean, the man with all the cameras,
I'll
the YouTuber over case.
I'll deal with the making the stuff,
Well, there's
and
lots
deal
of
with it, showing the stuff.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I think this is I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be a good way for us to flex some creativity. I know you've done a lot of the heavy lifting here, but I think, once I get the rules under my belt, it's gonna give me some more ideas for what we can do in future.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
future
Yeah, the next one's on
iterations.
you then.
Yeah, we can do
I'm
that.
there
Well,
for it.
we'll do it collaboratively, but
Yeah, yeah.
I'll have a think. But, yeah, I think, we're gonna have fun. I think it's right up our street, yeah,
I have an idea for the next one.
yeah,
Yeah, I've already started,
okay,
like, plotting ideas, and it does involve chaos.
okay.
Well, it could actually, it could be either chaos
I'll leave
or
it at that.
Drakara.
Oh, okay. I don't like Drakari, so if you wanna play Drakari, go for it.
Well,
Or are they gonna be
it could be either of those 2. I think
let's
well
let's let's start the first one first.
this one's gonna be fun and, like, horror action movie vibes, I think. Action movie vibes probably the best thing. Think Predator.
Yeah, I mean, knowing you, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's aliens against humans. It's
Yeah,
yeah.
but I would really like to do a properly, like, grim dark, horror torture themed board. I had
Mm,
one kind of planned a couple of years. I think we talked about it when we first started doing the podcast.
I think we
But when we first met, like, I had the idea of, like, a Drakari tree with hung babies on it,
yeah, no,
from the Starkbro stuff, but
on microphone about it, but you have told me about it, yeah.
I'd like to go down there and have some, like an homunculi coven
Yeah,
kind of thing, or some type of, like, chaos ritual. Again, word bearers would be ideal. Really go to town on the body horror
yeah.
event horizon kind of thing, and having just just organic, yeah, walls of, like,
Viscera,
creeping flesh and
yeah,
viscera all over. Oh yeah, dude.
I like that.
I'm excited for that.
Cool. Yeah, well, we'll get there, but no, I think, I'm excited for how we're gonna start. It's a shame we don't have an updated sort of Catachan kill team because it sounds like that'd be really fit this vibe that you're
We don't have the jungle fighters yet, do we now?
not yet. I mean, it'd be a
Do you think we're gonna get one? Are we gonna get one?
I hope it just even if it's just a kill team. I think that screams kill team to me. But
Who was the one that Vostarian's one that they showed?
Destroying,
Vostarians, whatever.
yeah, I like them, but I mean, it's like it's gonna be a lot of money just to put a kill team together using the
Yeah.
sculpts because they're made to order ones, aren't they?
Oh no, the ones that they showed the early concept sketches for, that's the next unit we're getting, isn't it, for guard? I wonder if they wouldn't do that as a kill team though.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Do you remember a couple of months back, when they did the really bad live stream that we watched that was really bad? They showed those, didn't they? Oh, were they the Iron Guard?
No,
Mod?
Steel Legion.
Steel Legion.
Steel Legion, yeah. Who, yeah, basically they brushed that under the carpet because it was just Krieg
Yeah.
when it should have been Steel Legion. Still salty about that.
Yeah.
I'd rather get Catchans. I'd rather get a little more flavour in the guard again.
It feels like they do catch hands as a kill team, but who knows?
I mean, Catchans is just Rambo, innit?
I thought they'd done. I thought one of the Acadian ones looked very catch-any recently.
Who's that?
I don't know because I didn't pay much attention, but I'm sure there was some that looked. I thought on initial glance it was like the redone Catchan, but I mean I know it's not, but they did look very similar.
Did they get some bulky ones with their arms out or something?
Yeah, I'm sure they
Did.
did. I'm sure they did.
Who was the last bunch of Canadians that came out?
I don't know, mate. We'd have to check on Warhammer Plus. It won't make for the best
No, I wouldn't.
radio, but you can have a butcher's after
I
the
don't think
fact.
that yeah. No, I think I do think we need some. I think I mean we're digressing here, but I think for me, I think Guard needs more flavour. How it used to have, the different regiments on show rather than just it's just Cadians and Krieg at the moment, and even Krieg there's not that much of it at the moment, is there? So
Well, I don't know. There's quite a lot of Krieg.
yeah, that's fair.
There is quite a lot of Krieg, but
Yeah. But no, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think that's why Kill Team's good because I think if we can get some updated sculpts for some of them, like Schaefer's Last Chances, even putting Gart's Ghost as a kill team, all that stuff, I think it lends itself nicely to that style. But that's just, anyway, that's me digressing. But yeah, Kill Team is going to happen. We're both excited.
yeah. So what else have I bought then? I suppose let's talk about the hobby stuff that we've acquired. I did end up with the Nemesis book. I can't remember if we talked about that on the last one. I did manage to get ordered somewhere and it arrived. Since then, I also picked up the Terror on Devlin
Yeah.
part of that box. I got a really good deal, like I say, on those 10 gaunts and all of the cards in there. So we have the cards for Spectre Squad or whatever they're called, Jester Squad, and all of the stuff for Red Terror. Super happy with that. And I got the Nemesis Terror and Devlin dossier. So with what we've got as well now, we can actually play the Terror and Devlin campaign, and the board fits as well. So we've got that as well. So we could choose as factions. You could play as guard, I could play as play as those, and we don't have to worry about that. But we can still play our campaign as well. So that might be like the nice onboarding way for you because you're playing against things that are non-commodity then.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm super excited. So getting that for 20 quid and the box was
Still
really, really good. It was almost like it was a Steel Legion. Boom chat. What else have I picked up? I picked up Sanctifiers. I think we talked about that on the last one. I've also since pre-ordered the Inquisitorial Agents.
Yeah.
So just because I wanted to paint them as well, for no other reason. So that'd be quite fun to play as anyway if we're getting into Kill Team.
That me with my Space Force.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to pick those up and get them painted. So I've got the majority of everything that I wanted now for us to have this playable and done, ready, painted, other than the guard squad.
Yeah,
I think we're Gucci with.
Yeah, which I'll dig out before I leave today.
Yeah, happy times on Kill Team front, and then let's see what happens with the next edition. Hopefully, we'll know. I don't think we're going to find out anything in the next couple of weeks. I think everything's going to be kind of drowned out by 11th edition launch, but I think by
the
end of summer, we're probably going to know if we're getting a complete new edition, and I think it might be a new edition because we got Kill Team 21, and then this was a pretty much binary compatible. About binary compatible. It's like binary. It's back into nerddom and it's quite. The current edition is basically just a refinement of Kill Team 21. It's the very much both the same edition effectively.
Do you think they will radically change it?
I think they might. Well, they have tendency to do that, don't they, every 2 editions. That's kind of how 40k and AOS was working. It was kind of certainly 40k was new edition, refinement, index.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw with AOS 4th, and we know that AOS 5th is allegedly a refinement, and then into 6th when this all new stuff's going to happen with the world that was to be, whatever.
An in-depth discussion about that, don't we?
We will do.
We'll get there.
That feels like that's following that model. So if Kill Team follows the same, and it might not because specialist games and all that, it may be that we just see a continual rolling release, which I would love because I think the rule set works, dude. And it's like each new edition, add a new mechanic, a new layer of complexity, or something that's optional. I think that works really, really, really well. And it works with the kill teams that are out there. Everything remains current. So all of your tokens that you've got, which are really nice as well, by the way, with the shop bought kill teams. Really enjoying that stuff.
Yeah.
Would carry on working. So bit of column A, bit of column B. I'm not convinced yet. TBC, but exciting times ahead of that. But I'm really getting back into Kill Team since you decided this was a thing. And Nemesis, I'm like into Kill Team.
Let's do it. We'll be the Kill Team, guys.
I want it.
Yeah.
I want it bad. It's so good. I want some more Kill Teams though.
We'll be there soon.
Like Legion of the Damned.
Oh, hopefully that'll come.
So hope so.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see what you do with them. I mean, probably wouldn't be one I'd rush to buy. I mean, I'm waiting for Grey Knights. Wow. And if Grey Knights get a Kill Team, I'll be stoked. And I'll be buying them. I'll be pre-ordering them.
You could still play the Grey Knights Kill Team that's currently out.
I know, but the Grey Knights models are just, they're showing their age.
Yeah, but you could swap. Why? What's to stop you getting some Horus Heresy ones and swapping the helmets?
There are no Horus Heresy Grey Knights.
Yeah, but you could get the Horus Heresy Marines that are upscaled firstborn.
Yeah, but their armor's not intricate enough.
Put some Death Watch pads on there, and then bang some Inquisition symbols on, and
nah. I want proper Grey. I want Grey Knights. I want Grey Knights to be updated. I want them to look as good as they can.
I think that'll be difficult.
Maybe
just 2 silver. I'm not. I'm happy for you. I hope they do. I think they will, but
imagine one day Grey Knights against Legion of the Damned Kill Team. Me versus you. How cool would that be?
It would be pretty sweet, granted.
Yeah, it would.
But I don't know. We'll see. Rumor is they are getting refreshed in it, so
Yeah, I think it would make sense on that.
absolutely 100. And I think with the Terminus Decree stuff and what we were talking about earlier, I think it all links together.
I think so, yeah. I don't think it might not be overnight. It might not be until next year. But if at this time next year we're talking about a Grey Knights kill team, then I'm going to be excited for that.
You are going to be very excited.
Oh yes, I will wet myself with glee.
You'll wet yourself with glee. Oh my days. Anyway, on that, let's quickly move on to other bits and pieces. Since we're talking about stuff that we've done in the hobby recently, then there's been some other bits and pieces that I've bought. Well, not a great deal. All of the purchases have been mostly around Kill Team. I did pick up some books.
Yeah.
I got some more codexes. So off the back of our previous conversation about Necrons,
Yes.
I picked up 7th, 8th, and 9th edition Necron codexes.
Okay.
Not started to read them yet, so I don't know anything else than I did previously.
Right.
I also,
And you will at some point.
I indeed I can, and I will. Oh yes, and I'm looking forward to that. Indeed, I picked up. Think it was Chaos Knights. I got 8th or 9th edition. I can't remember.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, Chaos Demons, 8th
Interesting
and
choice.
9th edition. I got an alternate cover of 7th edition Space Marine Codex.
I think you told me that one.
Yeah. And an off the wall purchase that I didn't mean to buy, but then I'm like, well, it seems like I'm just on a mission to collect all GW books if I can get them. I bought a Blood Bowl rulebook. Well,
Did you really?
I did indeed. I have a sporty thing.
I did not have that on my bingo card.
Yep. I've got it. I think it's 2nd edition Blood Bowl.
Be-
Blood Bowl, not
Oh,
Blood
that's-
Bowl.
What year are we talking?
I don't know, it's blue. It's got a blue book.
So that must be 90s. No?
It might be a reprint.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's.
I've never
I'm sure
played
it's the
Blood
2nd
Bowl.
edition of it. I haven't either, but
One of my friends has. I think he started playing in a league where he lived, and I think he enjoyed it. From what I gathered, but I mean, I won't get into it because
I'm definitely not getting in. Yeah, but I just
you have no capacity for sport in your life, do you?
I do not.
You would think I would like it, being an NFL and a rugby fan and a Warhammer fan, but I like the models. I really like the sculpts, and I really enjoyed looking at them when we were down at Warhammer World. But yes, just I don't know.
It's odd, isn't it? It doesn't resonate with me as well, and I don't like the whole thing it being in a parallel world.
Yeah, I didn't realize that actually until I can't remember if you told me or if it was my mate that did.
I don't know, but yeah, it's all right. I mean, I picked up. There's some nice artwork in it. There is some really nice artwork in the book. I've had a quick flick through it, so yeah, I was happy with that purchase.
Cool.
And I've also bought a fair bit of Warhammer stuff, haven't I? Seemingly.
Yeah,
Um,
you have where I haven't.
yeah. Who would have thought I would be buying Warhammer stuff too?
Yeah, well,
As myself, I make myself feel better.
I've got a washing machine to buy.
Ugh,
Somebody sold me a computer last month, so,
bastards.
so I had to put that back into the holiday fund. We'll mention no name.
Yeah. What else? I bought some artwork as well. Bought some Warhammer artwork, and then I got some more Warhammer artwork to pick up.
Nice
So
for the office, I assume.
yes, yeah, I'm running out of space up there now.
I was gonna say you must be running out.
Yeah,
of stuff.
I have swapped a couple of bits and pieces around. I got rid of my pin-up girls on dice.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It didn't fit in with the overall Warhammer aesthetic,
No.
and I'm considering getting rid of my my battle sister. This nun has a gun.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I do quite like that,
Yeah.
and it's in front of me, so you can't see it on camera, so
Yeah.
nobody can complain at work.
True.
But yeah, I got some really nice prints of some John Blanche artwork that I was after. Anyway,
Nice.
one of them is the one that we were referring to earlier. I've got the Emperor on the Throne, and I've also got the Battle Sister
Nice.
and the Gothic, the Battlefield Gothic
one.
Yeah.
Nice.
one, and also the Necromunda one they did. I can't remember. So yeah, I've got those 4. And then I had the opportunity to pick up some smaller collectible postcard size prints of all of the Death factions. So yeah, all of the figureheads of the Death factions.
Okay.
Um,
Nice.
of the Grand Alliances, not just the Death
Yeah.
faction. So Nagash, Archaon, Kragnos,
Yeah.
and Alariel, I want to say it is, but it might not be
Lariel
Alariel.
the Evergreen.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, I'm sure it's Alariel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe.
sure it's those. So I've got those 4 that I think I'll just go in one frame. It's quite nice. So yeah,
That'd be cool.
I've picked up a few bits and pieces that I'm finding really, really inspiring. So
Nice.
couple of bits and pieces, but that's like kind of over a month and, you know, picking
Yeah.
them up at good prices for the most part. So yeah, happy with that. It's been a
Decent.
reasonable hobby haul, I think, without, you know, having too much time spent on things. Most of the time went onto the boards, to be honest. And
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really have much of an update. I've been reading more than anything. Haven't done any physical hobby in a couple of weeks. I'll be honest. There was that weekend where it was too hot, and then last weekend, I can't remember what I did. Probably nothing. Just when your head's just not in it. As we said, we've had a couple of rough weeks, so yeah, just had a bit of a reset. But no, I've been reading some more Kaifa's King. Interspersed with a bit of Gaunt's Ghost because I'm sort of chopping my way back through them.
okay.
Um, and just yeah, I can read 2 or 3 books at the same time, and I can jump between them when one of them starts to get stale. I'll jump to another one, and yeah, so I've been doing a bit of that. Trying to get a bit of um, not inspiration or impetus for Kill Team, but I think I like guard, and I'm trying to get it in my head. How am I going to play as these guys? Because I know it doesn't matter how when you're rolling dice and you're making the movements on the board, but I kind of want it to feel thematic for myself.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
want to tell that tale as true to life as I can. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, I want to play the faction how I read the faction kind of thing. Play the kill team how I read the army would work in the law.
How you gonna do that with the Wolf Scouts?
That's an interesting one because it's it's kind of a bit it's a bit of an antithesis against what Space Wolves are, isn't it? Because they're stealthy. So I
Right.
think it's going to be a case of stealth when stealth is called for, but as soon as that sort of mass drops, it's barbaric. My idea would be, if I was reading a book about these guys, they'd be hiding in the shadows, grabbing somebody by the throat, and then just absolutely decimating them in the shadows. That kind of barbarism, mixed with the quiet, or being savaged by a wolf, out of sight.
Really don't like the idea of having animals in kill teams.
No,
Nah, I
like animals in anything, though, don't I?
you do, and I get it. I get why it appeals to people. It seems to yeah, it's not for me, but whatever.
Yeah, and I think that'll be an interesting one. But yeah, put me on the spot. I haven't thought too much about that one. I've been more thinking about the here and now with the guard stuff. But yeah, I like guard. I know you don't, and I think this is going to be a good mix because it's going to let you do the horror stuff you like because you like nids, don't you?
I like how the
Do that.
nids look. Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I really enjoy how nids look.
And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, hobby wise, yeah, I'll be honest, haven't done anything in the last couple of weeks. See what the weather does this weekend. Might try and get some more work done on my guard kill team.
Okay.
Yeah, on my Valhallans because I finished.
Oh yeah,
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 yeah. The one that the
converted one.
converted ones.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't think it's going to be too difficult a paint job. I think I'm going to paint them in the similar method to how I've been doing my Space Wolves. Bringing up the
Oh, okay.
gradient because they're going to be wearing sort of um not snow camo as such, but like light gray. So building it up from a dark gray, trying to to keep the natural gradients in some of the folds of the cloaks, and then doing the armor with different bits of gray and a bit of black and some white, just to give them some contrast, but to make them Valhalla.
What are you gonna do on the base?
Well, I'm gonna ask you how I'm gonna do the base to match our kill team bots.
It's quite well. If you go the outside ones, it's sandy.
Yeah, but the inside one isn't.
The inside one isn't. You could pretty much do whatever you wanted on the inside one.
I would think.
Oh, I do have some. I mean, I took a little bit of making sure I printed out extra basing tiles if you wanted to 100% like for like match the base.
Might do that. If they would work on the outside bit of the base.
It's simple and effective. Kind of, yeah, because there's the support struts that hold up the superstructure of what's above it. So the idea was that, like, we could layer 3 of these on top of each other if we wanted to have a vertical.
Okay, well, I won't
Bit
do
map.
much on the basing then, so, I can always, snap them off their bases and
There should, if you want to do the sandy base and match that one to one of what I've done, there is a video that I'm just editing, so that'll maybe out next week or the week after if you wanted to follow that. So you would have that, but I've not done one for the interior board because I was just like,
No, but I don't need a video when I'm sat opposite you on a table. At the table, I should say. No, I mean, we'll get there. I mean, I've got to paint them first, but, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be the hardest paint job in the world, and I say that with the best of intentions, but we both know what I'm like. There's not a lot of skin on show, and that's what I struggle with, because they've all got hats or hoods, because I got the third-party heads from Anvil Industries, didn't I? If you remember? With
you
the
did.
with the sort of, fur hats or with the hoods up, and then I green stuffed sort of scarves into, around the necks to make them look like cold weather, but it'll kind of work in the desert aspect too, this canyon.
Oh yeah, it will one
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not gonna, like, make them snowy by any means, but, gets cold in desert on a night,
It does. It
so,
absolutely does.
they'd be there, wouldn't they?
If they survive to the night,
Well,
they might not.
but yeah, and then obviously so that's my cassicans that I've converted with some fur trims and hoods and stuff like that, which I think was fairly effective.
They looked good, dude.
Yeah,
They did look good.
I'd say I've not done anything like that with green stuff for a long, long time, kept it pretty simple, but I think they're gonna look cool, and they're led currently by my converted Commissar Gaunt, which wasn't much of a conversion, I just had to green stuff over the Gaunt's Ghost Regiment badge, to be honest, you know? So, yeah, and I'll just paint him with am I gonna get this the wrong way around? Who's got blonde hair? Is it Kane or is it Gaunt? Blonde one.
Kane's got blonde hair, I
Yeah,
think.
so he'll have blonde hair, and that's about it. Probably a different colour chainsaw. I can't remember what the difference is, but
Strike Kane on his chainsaw.
yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's too dissimilar. So yeah, that'd
Is
be
it
cool.
Kane blade?
Very good. And then eventually, when we start to look, past this campaign and we move into the next one, I've got my Creed kill team too.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah,
You do. I forgot about that one.
and what I will probably do is
They were hard on the players, apparently.
yeah, well, I got them as my first one, and then I was reading you shouldn't try play your first lot of kill team with them. So yeah, I'm not going there. But I've got some cool ideas on how I'm going to paint them as well. But we'll talk about that when we get to that point. Might have actually touched on it in the past, but I do want to make a Gaunt's Ghost kill team. I've got the Gaunt's Ghost models.
You got 2 boxes of them, haven't you?
No, it's all.
Oh, did you? I was
Yeah,
gonna say you
so
get build options for or something. But yeah,
There were no build options, but no, I wish I hadn't because I messed around with Gaunt, didn't I? But I mean, it's fine. I can pick another one up. Pick a Gaunt up or Proxy or whatever. But no, I think if I can make a kill team out of them with some of the newer ones from the Terron Devlin box, because I mean, they're all but Gaunt's Ghost in name, aren't they? Yeah. So
oh yeah, 100%.
maybe down the line, I'm not talking, maybe not even this year, but that might be a fun project.
With hindsight now, it feels like we should have just bought that box set and split. You could have just had the guard.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that? I've got my own, we've made our own sort of flavor around it. I think it's more opportunity to.
I didn't want to because
We're not railroaded in that way, are we? And if I didn't feel, I might not have felt an affinity to this guard regiment.
True.
Because the two that I really gravitate towards are because of the novels.
That's a valid point.
So, yeah.
And I'm really happy with the proxy sculpt, and I can print as many out as I want. And so I mean that's why I did. I printed 2 out straight away.
Yeah. And hell, if I do like the story behind these guys, we can create some lore together. We're gonna put together the same weapon loadout from Kagan's anyway. So
absolutely, we've got everything we really needed for the team. So yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Yeah, I don't think we've done anything the wrong way around. I think it's gonna be good. But yeah, what are we talking about? Sorry, hobby update. Apart from that, I bought a bottle of isopropyl alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of hobby related.
Well, I played a little bit of Space Marine 2 the other day, and then
Space Marine 2 for a while.
I played a very quick. Well, I say I played. I had a go on Speed Freaks. I didn't like it.
I don't think I'm going to. Does not seem like my kind of game. I think I'll play Dawn of War 4 when that comes out.
Yeah.
But that's September, is it?
think
Yeah,
so.
I'll probably
Yeah,
give that a try.
10/7.
I've never played a Dawn of War game, and that looks cool, so I'll probably give that a go. And
Depending where I am with the work situation, it may be more stress than I need in my life. I find RTS is absurdly stressful to play.
I've never really been into the, but I mean, to be honest, my game at the moment is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah,
So,
oh, that's fair, dude.
and
It's all hobby, innit?
yeah, I mean, yeah, my you know, my Warhammer hobby is. I don't want to say it's taken a back seat. It's just I haven't had much time of any hobby of late. It's just been, yeah, you know, it's
I know what you
fair
mean.
enough. But now we're getting there though.
Yeah. What else has been going on in the community then? So there is some Space Marine 2 news. I don't know if you've seen it. If you, I know you've been tangentially kind of not,
Yeah,
we've not been as chatty, so you may not know about it if not.
we're gonna say Chaplain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
what do you think
excited for
about
that.
this? I like the idea of it. I want to smash people up with the croziers. Absolutely, I want to go around shouting, you know, litanies to the Emperor and smashing everybody up with the croziers. That sounds like really my style of play. That, yeah, more than the Tech Marine anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the Tech Marine is kind of cool, but I'm excited that we're getting more content for it.
Yeah, it's nice to see that it's. I think it got a patch or it got a
Yeah, it's
something
got
this
quite,
week,
yeah,
last week.
yeah,
It got a big fix one, didn't it? And
yeah.
it's good to see that it's being spotted. And I really like every time I do go on, there's always people on.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
seem
yeah,
to have
totally.
been a drop off. If anything, it's.
We should go through the campaign again.
I think we should.
Yeah, because that was fun. And
Yeah,
have
let's do that.
we have played the last mission together.
No, we haven't.
Have we not?
No,
Really?
you played it with your real friends.
Friends. Oh yeah, we should definitely do that, dude.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
I'm yeah. Now I've got a joypad I can play with again.
Is that why we stopped?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
Pro Controller died, and then, well, I said died, my wife
Pulled
co-opted
it.
it and then started still trotting around with the configurations and stuff on it, and then it did die. So I had to buy a new one, and then it was a case of I actually had to buy 2 because I'm not gonna share with her.
Fair.
So we're good now.
Yeah.
We're good now.
Yeah, we can do that.
So yeah, so long as I can pry her off the Xbox playing golf with friends.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm down to do that. Yeah, just let me know when we get a free evening and we're
Absolutely,
loose ends.
yeah.
Just
I
we got.
I could play it on PC as well. So I do own it on PC as well.
I don't. I only own it on Xbox, so I'll be playing on Xbox.
Boo, hiss, boo.
Why? We could crossplay though.
Yeah, oh yeah, too. Oh
You
yeah,
you
yeah.
can play them.
I understand, mate. Yeah. I said a lot of words then. And
I'm not buying it again to play it on the PC.
yeah,
I know
I'm definitely not doing that.
I mean, you already did. But
Oh.
no, I think my idea of my PC games since I bought a PC is going to be I want to play certain games on the Xbox. You know, certain games on the PC.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm not buying Space Marine 2 again for the sake of it.
Do you know why I actually buy it again on PC?
No, I don't. Do I? Have you told me this? I feel like there might be something funny.
My wife, who I love dearly, walked into the living room and mocked me for sitting there virtually painting. So yeah,
In the armor.
yep, painting the armor. So I was like,
Got home and bought it. And
yeah. So I bought it and goes to do upstairs. I can't be mocked.
No, I think what was I last playing as? I think I bought the. I was playing as the what the ones in the Phobos armor. What's that class called?
The Reaver Scout.
That one.
Yeah.
I bought the Space Wolf
Vanguard.
Vanguard. Yeah, I bought the Space Wolf cosmetic pack for that.
Oh, you did.
That's what I was playing as last. Yeah, and I was playing around with the. I didn't get on with the Tech Marine, and then I was playing around with the what's the one with the shield. That class.
Bulwark.
Yeah, I didn't get on with that. I don't know why. I think I'm very much Assault or Vanguard. My Assault are the Blood Angels, and my Vanguard Space Wolves.
I really liked Assault on there. However,
Assault's cool.
I do like the heavy as well.
I just can't get on with it. I think it works when we play together. When one of us we offset, don't we? In that sense, because we have both played as Assault together, haven't we? And that worked.
Yeah.
I like it's more thematic when one plays a heavy or one plays a more of a full frontal assault.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. There's something that I don't like heavy's lack of melee, and I get it. It's like, well, it's a heavy, of course it's
I
got melee.
love the melee aspect.
But yeah, I really enjoy the melee, and I think you're missing out something. So like being gamey, like the Vanguard, the heavy and the Vanguard work really well together. But I don't know, when you're playing the campaign or the ops missions, there's something like heavy feels really restrictive, and I want to get in there and I want to like knack the nids.
I feel like it just feels slow. I like the assault because you can just use your jump pack.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I like.
I'm still excited for Bolt Gun 2, you know.
I think I've never played Bolt Gun once still.
I really enjoyed it.
But when's it out? Have we got a release date for it?
It's this year, isn't it?
Can't remember.
Yeah, because there was an interview quite recently with the one that does the voiceover for it, and she was like super excited. It was all done and dusted. I think the demo of it's out quite soon, if it's not already.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna buy it. It's like, and
You know you're gonna like it.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I was so much fun, dude. Really good fun. Just
think we'll get an AOS game anytime soon because there's not been.
I would like them to give
the
us.
Vermintide and Vermintide.
That wasn't even AOS.
No, that's what I mean. I mean, it's
I mean, we have had the Shattered Realms game, was it? The one that I was telling you about, the RTS that was like super hard.
Did you say Shattered Realms?
Shattered.
You said Shattered.
Yeah, Shattered Realm. That was it was Realm something, brother. It's like super cheap now to buy.
Yeah,
Dude, it was so hard.
yeah, I've heard. But I've not. I
No,
mean, I've seen it. I've
but
not played it, but
hearing it is fine. You need to experience how
I
hard it is.
don't.
No, we're talking about the bomb hot sauce earlier, and I was like, this was like stupidly hard. It wasn't a learning curve. It was a learning overrun. It was absurd. Like, no, absolutely not. There's no reason for that at all. There's bollocks. Absolute no.
I mean, you couldn't really replicate Space Marine 2 in AOS setting unless it was Stormcast, and if it was, I probably wouldn't want to play it.
Yeah, it'd be hard. You could do kind of like what was the Lord of the Rings game one that was they got told off for basically using the Assassin's Creed engine?
Oh,
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
They could do something like that and do it as like, you know, let you kind of choose the kind of character, because that would work for somebody like Kado or
Yeah. Gotrek.
Gotrek and Felix. It would work for.
There's no Felix in AOS.
Oh yeah, but it could be.
Oh yeah.
Some Felix in name only. Well, you know what, whatever.
Of course, you could be Gotrek, you could be
Could be an elf. You know, your different classes kind of
that'd be cool.
figure out into pretty much standard fantasy trope archetypes, don't they? So you could kind of do that, and it could be part of an overarching grand narrative kind of story that tied it all together, depending on what class. But having the same overarching story with their own character arcs, perhaps. But yeah, it would be quite difficult to do it, I think, like lore-wise, and tie it into the AOS setting, wouldn't it? With anything other than Stormcast.
I think so, yeah.
You could do
Unless it was a real time, an RTS, as you say.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, we don't know what the future of AOS has in store anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant for now.
You would like to think that they'd do more media. Like, because
would.
limiting yourself to RTS, and I know that's kind of what the game is effectively. It's a real life RTS, isn't it? Or turn-based, but it feels like there's...
Give us something similar to Vermintide, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
You could do that based off of City of Sigmar, couldn't you, really, I guess, and then you get all of the...
Imagine like a Curse game.
Oh,
That'd be
dude.
cool.
Yeah, it would.
That'd be really cool, wouldn't it?
It's effectively Dark Souls? Is it Dark Souls? Yeah, it's kind of like Dark Souls, isn't it?
I've never played Dark Souls. I've heard they're very difficult.
Yeah, they are, but...
I'm at the age now where I play games not to challenge the game, but for fun. So
yeah, I think you'd enjoy Dark Souls. I mean, it is hard, but yeah,
that's cool. I like
you could reskin it to AOS.
like Elden Ring's going to be Dark Soulsy, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like difficulty wise, and that looks pretty cool. But it's. I mean, as I say, I like playing games where it's a challenge, but I'm not going to be frustrated. Losing.
Did you ever play Fire Warrior? Was it called Fire Warrior?
Oh, the tower game.
Yeah, the tower game.
Yeah, I did briefly. I think I might have had a demo on the PS2.
I didn't hear that, until I realized it was tower, and then I kind of lost any interest. I'm sure.
I mean,
That was all right.
so I can't remember it. I think I might have had a demo, or one of my friends at the time might have had it, but
We've gone off track onto Warhammer video games, but I can't remember if we've talked about this before, but the Deathwing video game from a couple of years ago, I bought the...
didn't know there was one.
Yeah, dude. And it's multiplayer. It is hard. It is like hard. Like My days.
Oh.
It's good. It looks glorious.
Oh.
And it's always super cheap on Humble Bundle.
Oh, I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, I've got it. I would not be adverse to installing it again and playing it with you. Dude, it's hard.
Take a look. Remind me.
Seriously. But yeah, even on easy, perhaps I'm just really bad at it.
Well, I mean, when we first started playing Space Marine 2, we were playing on easy and we were finding that difficult, weren't we?
Yeah. I mean, I am getting on a bit now, but I'm not that bad. But
having said that, we do play video games after we both finish work for the day, and it usually tends to be after you've put your lad to bed, and our eyes are probably tired from staring at screens all day, and then we're doing the same thing, and our reflexes have got to be sharp, and we usually had a big meal, and we're tired, but it's still fun.
What have I played recently that was fun? Oh, I played Untitled Goose Game.
Oh yeah, I've played that on the Switch when that first came out. That is
I mean, I'm enjoying that with a lot.
I like terrorizing the child on the first stage. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking into work every morning over the bridges. I've got some photographs at the moment. I was
It's like your life.
telling you earlier, yeah, it's like I get chased by geese.
I think Soph made a joke about the Untitled Goose Game when you were complaining about the geese one time, but no, I'm glad if you've been playing that with little lad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine he likes that. It's a good game.
He's at the age now where it's like you can't be watching
What you
stuff
playing
that's
on?
PC.
On the computer?
No, on Xbox.
Oh, I didn't know it was on Xbox. I thought it was.
It's that and Bee Simulator he really likes at the moment.
I've not played that.
Do you like bees?
I mean, I don't dislike bees.
I mean, he really likes bees.
Yeah?
Yeah, and there just happened to be a Bee Simulator game where guess what you do? It's exactly what you would think you would do as a Bee Simulator. You collect pollen, you fly around and stuff.
Do you know what do you remember a game I had it on the PS3 called Flower? Where you played as a flower in the wind and you had to go collect the other ones.
Yeah, I do remember this actually, yeah.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with Warhammer
No,
whatsoever. We've completely gone off of
Yeah. This is a video game podcast now. But no, I mean, I've literally been playing Final Fantasy.
fair dues.
And I'm happy with that.
Well, speaking of fantasy,
Mm.
let's jump.
I like that. I like how you did that.
Let's jump into AOS because we've not talked about AOS because there's not been much AOS news of late.
No, it's all been quiet on the Mortal Realms fronts, I guess, hasn't it?
Unless you say it's a Sigmar fan.
Which we're not really.
No, we're
No,
not.
we nearly went with Cities of Sigmar, didn't I?
You nearly did, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in Cogforts, I'm not gonna lie.
The more I look at the Cogfort, the more I dislike the Cogfort, to be honest.
You have no soul.
No, maybe I don't. Yeah, the more I'm seeing them, yeah, I'm not a fan. I've seen
Really? What?
some proxy stuff and some cool ideas floating around online, but yeah, it's too big. It's the same reason why I don't like Titans. It stops being a miniatures game when you've got a bigger chair.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit. I don't know. I find it a little too comical, and that's usually your, isn't it? I think we're trading places here. God, I sound so negative, don't I? I get pulled up all the time in the Discord for being the negative one, but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I need to see one in real life. I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe if, next time we're down at Warhammer World, if they have one in all its resplendent glory, and maybe it'll change my mind. Or if I see somebody do something where maybe it's I don't know, Caradron Overlords going or something like that, maybe that'll change my mind. But yeah, for now, no, I'm not there.
I need one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I need one.
What will you do with it? What's your idea?
Death it up.
Death it up.
Yeah, see, I was talking to my missus about this, and she was like, "Oh, what can I get you for Christmas this year?" I'm like, "Well, Warhammer
Cogfort.
And I said, like,
hang
the
on.
Cogfort.
Christmas is 6 months away.
She likes to plan.
This far ahead.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Well,
what
to
I'm
plan
doing.
purchases these days.
I don't even.
Children are expensive.
Yeah, true. But I don't even know what I'm doing at Christmas this year. I'm surprised my mum hasn't asked me.
I did.
I don't even know whose turn is it this year. What did I do for Christmas last year? I did.
Yeah.
Grumpy.
Probably.
Humble.
I don't know.
No, I love
Anyway,
I love Christmas. We did a
Cogfort.
Christmas episode.
We did do a Christmas episode.
Anyway, sorry, Cogfort.
The Cogfort, I think, is. I wanted to do a vampire one, but
How would you make it overtly vampiric?
that's what she was saying. She's like, "Well, what do you want it for? This isn't the army that you get, is it?" And I was trying to explain to her that any of the armies can take them, and I would make it vampiric.
How?
And she's like, "But what? So you buy this thing and then change the entire thing into something else?" And I was like, "Yes." And she's like, "Well, surely you're capable with all of the crap that you have in that room
And the 3D printers.
of making this
3D printers, I
yourself
would say
without me
this
spending £100 on it for you.
3D printers, plural.
So she's absolutely right. So what I'm thinking is I would have like I'm going to have like a quintessential vampiric tower.
Yeah.
You know, like a Dracula castle,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term. A Castlevania almost. Ha ha ha.
Very good.
I'm gonna-
I was thinking, what's what's the castle in D&D? Strahd's Tower. That's got a name.
Oh yeah. Yes, it does. And now
Oh, that's gonna bug
I've just got Stradon to
Ravenloft.
Thank you.
Castle Ravenloft. Sorry.
So I can imagine something like that and making it kind of just pointy almost.
Yeah.
Like less comical. Like it won't be
Like
comical.
a gothic.
Yeah, gothic. And I'd obviously replace the legs with spider legs because I don't know why, but I think the callback to me for spider legs with vampires is Renfield, him eating the spider in the cell. That's like very well written in the book. So like there's kind of a synergy there. But I was like, well, I'd like to take that, and you can take one into your army as a regiment of renown or as a whatever it is. Yeah, it's regiment of renown there.
Yeah.
But you can run 3 cog forts.
Yeah.
As an army.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that would be wondrous. I could run some deathly castles with some like fast running zombies or something to proxim of whatever the things is in Sigmar. But I kind of like the idea of this.
I like your idea. I think for me it doesn't fit thematically, but mate, you do you. I mean, I think I would struggle very much to. How would I? I don't think I could do a Nighthawk Cogfort. Don't think that would work. Without it. I think I'd have to really shoehorn that into my own lore, and it wouldn't work.
It does feel a little bit derpy, but I don't know why I like it because, like you say, I shouldn't do. But I think it's the idea of being able to take something big.
Yeah. We'll gloss over that. No, I think it would fit very well with something for me like Fire Slayers, perhaps Caradron Overlords. I think there's something maybe not over. I don't know, possibly Overlords because you could maybe hack up some of their ships and put I don't know maybe
like have it floating rather than
put
walking.
some of them
That'd be cool.
things on. Yeah, that kind of idea. Or
I like that idea. That's pretty cool.
Hmm.
I don't like the Overlords, but no, that was the other thing I bought. I got the Caradron Overlords.
Yeah,
What
maybe
big-
tell me 4. Yeah,
4th edition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4. Yeah, I mean, I could see you could make one almost overtly Stormcasty. You could,
Mm.
yeah. I think there's a lot of stuff you can do, but it's for me.
Yeah.
It seems to lean close to Order factions than it does to
Yeah,
you
it
know.
definitely does.
Yeah, but I mean, I like your idea of proxying something for like a Gothic tower.
Like a walking Sigmar statue idea.
That's an idea.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Or your Fire Slayers, you could do like a walk-in Grimnir.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's really
With
good.
like a big fire in it, like a furnace. Use the
Like you have a massive N for the Sylvaneth.
oh yeah, that's
See that
cool.
because they've got Dirthu, haven't they? So you could have like Dirthu's daddy.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, there you go.
It's almost weird that they've released this as a model because it seems like so dependent on the army. But if everybody can take one, you know what I mean? It seems
Yeah, I almost feel like there's not. I don't want to say ulterior motive, but are they testing the waters to something?
perhaps.
And then it's a new iteration of AOS or something. Are we thinking? Does everything get some sort of giant model?
Because they've been quite conservative in AOS, haven't they? With like war machines and stuff.
Yeah,
There's very few. I can only really think of Hellsmiths. I've got a couple.
Yeah, but they're relatively new. The big bolt is relatively new.
Stormcast have a couple, don't they? They have like a bolt thrower, or they did have a bolt thrower.
Skaven have got a couple, but they're not on this.
Yeah, the Skaven do, don't they? Yeah, you're right with that.
Not on the scale of the Cogfort. But apart from that, I think the closest thing would be that big Minotaur bull thing in the Hellsmith range. Oh wait,
no, they've got like a bolt. They've got bolt thrower and stuff in the Hellsmith, haven't they?
Yeah, but I mean, size-wise, that bull is the big one, right?
Oh yeah, but that's nowhere near as big as a Cogforts.
No, I think that's probably your nearest in size scale.
Nah,
It's just
the Cogfort's like Gargant size, man. Mega Gargant size.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That bull's not, is it?
The bull's big, right?
Ah, it's not that big. It's only like Dreadnought size.
No, it's bigger than that.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it's
Nah.
bigger than that, isn't it?
Nah, man.
No?
Nah, I'm sure it's not.
Well, answers on a postcard. Who's right? We'll fight to the death over this.
Quick, to the internet. Carry on talking about find it.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah,
it does feel like they're testing the waters with some more like war machines and stuff. But again, that's quite old world because that was more prevalent in old world, wasn't it?
yeah, and if we're going back to that vibe, then I don't know, maybe something will happen when they reunite the dwarven clans or whatever they're gonna do with the dispossessed, and maybe we'll get something, a big dwarf machine, whatever that might be. I mean, yeah, all my Firestone stuff's been on hold since, waiting to see what they're doing with the dwarfs. I'm happy with my Nighthaunt for now, but yeah, I don't think I could shoehorn a Cogfort into Nighthaunt unless I
Yeah,
had
it was hard.
a giant crypt, giant floating crypt. They already kind of have that though, don't they? With the
The faction terrain kind
Nexus of
thing.
Grief.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I've got the Black Coach.
the black coach would be good. Well, you could. I can't think of anything that you could possibly do
I mean,
that would be work.
do you know what would be really cool?
Go on.
If you think of Alrak the Drowner, but think of that as a full size ship floating across,
Oh yeah, that would
like a
work.
Flying Dutchman kind of idea. On a Cogfort
That would
scale.
work.
Yeah,
I like
proper
that
merchant
idea.
ship. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I think when we do get around to playing AOS, we've got the river and Shaiish, haven't we? And I do think I want to get Alrak the Drowner in there just because I love that, and I've got some really cool ideas for lore of how I would put him into my army. Maybe rename him, keep his stats and everything. But I feel like if I could have him in at certain points on our Path to Glory thing, on the boards where we've got the river in place.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, we've really I've really
No, I'm liking the idea. I'm liking the ideas.
I really like that
Yeah.
yellow, and I think it'd really lend itself
For
nicely.
some reason, I
Green.
thought it wasn't. I didn't think you liked that base of script more that you didn't like, didn't it? Yeah.
That's right. I'm gonna proxy out,
Yeah.
for the one from the Headsman's Curse that's, got the parchment. That's gonna be my scripture mortis in lieu of the actual model.
It is.
You love the scripture mortis.
I love it. Is a great model.
No, I like Alright the Drowner more than a lot of the stuff there, but it's getting him into my army to make sense. But I think I can do
You
that.
can do it. You can.
He can be more readily available in my army than, let's say, Reikenor.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Riken though.
I am and I'm not. I'd want to do a bit of customization and change up some of the stuff, and it's push fit, and I think it's showing its age. I think Reikenor as well. I don't know what's the right word. It's a bit chunky for an
Yeah,
model.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I mean I've got plenty of Nighthawk. I can't wait to do my Black Coach. I mean I've had it for 6 months and I've not taken it out the box. But yeah, I know you're shaking your head at me from across the table. Yeah.
It's fine. You have other hobbies. The thing of this we talked about the other day is do it when you want to do it and enjoy doing it. If you're not enjoying doing it, it takes away the point of it being a hobby.
It's not that I'm not enjoying doing it. It's just sometimes I find it hard to get the motivation, and I'm not trying to compare myself to you by any means. But I think if I had a setup similar to you, I would probably be more inclined because when I don't have a dedicated room for my hobby where you do, and I'm not saying woe is me. You know, I have plenty of space in my house, but I have to get everything out every.
Yeah, it's a chore, isn't it?
Yeah,
No, I know what you mean.
I've been looking at ideas of getting, I've been saying it, so I've calling it mega desking in my office to get a massive desk. But then I'm talking about it, well, do I want to work in the same place where I do my hobby? Do the two blend into each other?
That's why I originally split mine out, dude.
Yeah, does it? Yeah, and that's it. And I mean, I've got plenty of space in the garage, but that's only good for summer because it's cold in there in winter. Your hobby space was your garage, wasn't it?
It was.
Because you've sealed yours, and
Mhm.
yours is insulated, and it's very much mine is not. But and it would mean I have to clear out the garage.
Interestingly, I've kind of flipped the other way where I have a dedicated space to paint, dedicated space to play, and I've spent more time painting at the kitchen table.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that actually. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? But I mean, when I paint, I usually sit up at the breakfast bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because I find the height helps. I can lean on my elbows and paint.
It depends on your situation and what you're doing though.
Well, it's strange. Sometimes it just takes such a little spark of inspiration, and I get everything out, and then I have a really good blast, like I did with my Space Wars. And last time when I had a really good blast through and I got started on a new project, it was after listening to you do that episode on your own when I was poorly. So I don't know. I mean, I'll get something. It'll be a rainy Saturday. I'll have a good night's sleep.
Mhm. Yeah, that's it.
The coffee will hit just right, and it'll be, let's do it and let's crack on, and then I'll be in back. It doesn't take much to get me back in the swing of things, but I know there just seems to be sometimes there's a mental block after a week at work. I find it really hard to do things after work sometimes.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and I'm not, I don't have the most difficult job in the world by any means, but sometimes it's, by the time I've done the chores, made the tea, done whatever, sometimes it's just like,
But sometimes as well, and you got to look at it that I'm a sod for this, that a big part of the hobby for me is the painting and stuff, but also there's all of the other stuff that we've talked about tonight that you're doing around the hobby, and you've got to remember, like, it is a hobby, you're doing it for fun.
yeah.
And, if you're thinking that you're not being productive, that's probably the wrong mentality to have. I've got into that, and that's part of the reason why I've stopped doing the YouTube videos as often, because I fell into a rut of doing painting tutorial videos, and that's not what I want to do. And I enjoy painting. I wanted to paint for fun. So doing the kill team boards and not recording all of those, I really enjoyed doing them, and it
Yeah.
got me like back into it.
Do you know what I
In some
think it'll be
respects.
for me?
What?
It'll be playing. It'll be when we start playing, that'll be the kick up the ass. But then I know once I start painting my guard, that's like a new project, and I'll be super excited because that's not a daunting task because a unit of Kassakin is not a big unit, and it's not that complex sort of. I was really daunted by power armor, strangely, and then I figured out like I actually really enjoy painting that. Them dudes are nearly done. My Space Wars, that is. And yeah, I want to see my Kassakin guys come to life with my idea of them being, Valhallans, but
Mhm.
I know lore wise that Kassakin aren't, but in my head they are.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, and I think once I get started on them, I know I'll really enjoy it. It's just finding that initial impetus to just have that kick up the ass to get started sometimes, and that's what I struggle with. But it's not just Warhammer. Sometimes it's starting a new book or playing a new XGF game. I just need to get going, and once I do, I'm always like, "Why did I wait that long?" Or "Why didn't I just do it?" That's just character
It
flaw, I guess.
it's nah, man, it's just life. Don't worry about it. You'll get back into it.
I know I will.
Perhaps I'll record an episode by myself again. There's a surprise one out there. Maybe I'll record it just for you. It's like, this is one's for you, Will.
No, it's such a strange thing. I think I beat myself up about it a bit too much, and then I find it counterproductive because when I get myself a bit down in the dumps about, well, why haven't you done this? Or they're still sat there, then I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I mean, I'm not in a hobby slump by any means. It's just been a bit lazy, and I haven't. I've just been a bit tired, and I'm busy with work, and I think I need to cut myself some slack and take a step back. I'm like, dude, you're in your mid-30s. You work hard. You know, you do have things outside of Warhammer to deal with,
How
and
dare you?
well, I know, but
No. So
it's what it's like. Yeah,
so rather than me doing this later on, I'll do it now. But future editing Wayne here. Paul Dainton
Paul Dano, what
is
did he
the
do?
is
Yeah,
the artist.
yeah.
And also I think we got as wires crossed about which mechanical bull thing we're talking about. I was talking about the Dominator engine. You're talking about the Demon Smith on,
Yes.
yeah, that's on 130 mil base. I thought you were talking about the Dominator engine.
Oh, okay, right. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right.
So in which case that would right, 'cause it's 130 mil and then there's 160 is the biggest standard base that they do.
I would say yes.
Well,
I
the
will say yes.
Prince Vordry on Shroudmare.
Who? No.
Prince Vordry on Shroudmare, the dragon, zombie dragon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's 160 mil base.
Okay, got you.
Previous on 130 mil round
Yes.
base. Yeah, so that's on 130 mil round oval. It's not 130 mil, whatever it is. Oh, let's talk about bases quickly. So we're gonna go back into the 43rd millennium.
Third
Yeah,
millennium. That's
41st millennium. That's something that's changed, hasn't it? The base thing has gone back to how it was in the previous edition, which I didn't get, and then now I get after rereading through the core rules.
What do you mean?
So it's 40k people, correct me if I'm wrong about this, there's a very real chance I might be, but I don't think I am. So if you're on an oval base, or any base, on the larger ones in the current edition, turning counts as a move, or counts as part of your move.
Oh, okay.
It's like a ninja or something that you have to move. So if you're facing forward and you want to whatever reason face that way, that's
Wayne is
you
just
you have to.
just right.
Yeah, all right, today. Yeah, you have to. That comes off of your move allocation. Whereas, why it's not a problem if you're on circular bases. Why would you do that? You want to be stupid. But if you're on an oval base, you can be gamey, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see where this is coming from, because you can increase your movement base depending on the orientation of your base,
Or you could keep out of combat or whatever.
right? So it was I think that was introduced to stop people being gamey. They've got rid of that, is my understanding from reading the core rules for 11th edition. So now rotation,
Reverted back.
yeah. So now that doesn't cost you any move thing. One of the things that I really like about this, sorry, this needs to come to AOS, because I like it, and maybe it is in AOS and we just don't know about it, but it's not there. There is a maximum distance of unit coherency, which I like.
Oh, okay.
So the unit coherency for models, I think, is 2 inches,
Right.
but it's half an inch in AOS, isn't it? For
Well, that makes
10.
sense because the bases tend to be
Yeah.
bigger in 40k, don't they?
Right, but your entire unit cannot span more than, I think it's 10 inches or 9 inches. It's 9 inches.
Oh, okay. So it stops you manipulating that.
Yeah, so
Ah.
it gives you I like that idea. Because for me, that I like the idea of unit coherency
Yeah, I think
overall.
when we do unit coherency, we don't manipulate it, do we?
No.
I think we play as intended. So
Yeah, I mean, I play it as a war game. If you're in a unit, you're in a unit,
Yeah,
and, you
and
shoot together with them, whereas
especially if
this
the
feels like it's controlling that a little bit more than it did. So it stops you kind of having a big old screen.
Yeah.
So that was something
That's cool. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I really like that. So yeah, I've been reading through the core rules for no other reason other than just for funsies.
Yeah.
Um,
Heard.
don't make me snot. Don't. Yeah, so I really like that. But anyway, yeah, so that needs to come to AOS is
Yeah,
what I
cool.
was kind of getting at. But that seems like a nice thing. I don't like the turn. I liked the idea of the modifier for turning. I think it stopped you being overly gamey.
It's Fulgrim on an oval base.
No circular, I think.
Because wasn't there some sort of controversy about how Fulgrim worked?
I think that were. I
we
think
spoke about this.
I think it's because he was on a massive base,
Is that what? Yeah,
like really big. I think it might be in 160 mil or something.
that's right.
And there's something with the ITC layouts that meant that he couldn't wholly fit through if you were like playing by the rules on some areas of some boards.
That's
or layout. I believe. Maybe completely wrong about this. Let us know down in the comments if I'm talking absolute rubbish.
Yes, Fulgrim, if you're listening, let us know.
Yeah, you're a very good looking man, allegedly. Just saying, dude, don't hurt us. Yeah, I think that was the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some interesting stuff as well around coherency and vertical distances as well. So yeah, it feels like they are making 40k more
AOS.
no, not more AOS. I think it feels less gamey. It's like, and this is just my interpretation of 40k compared to AOS, where I know enough to be able to play a casual game of AOS, and it feels like I'm playing a game in a setting. 40k doesn't feel that way. It feels like it is a set of rules imposed with no real implication. It just happens like this rule modifier is a building.
Yeah, and I think they've made a point about saying that they want to bring match play and narrative play back together, don't they? And give that feel more. So it kind of makes sense why they've done that. Then.
Sorry, we're jumping around. I've got something else to say. I was going to say it earlier in the 40k section. It completely forgot, and now it's just come back to me. Now we just mentioned buildings.
Okay, I will just say, we are going to be a long podcast. This one.
Ah, it's all right.
Yeah, just saying.
Yeah. So is that a big 2 hours?
Yeah, I mean that's
Wow, we talked a while. All right. Well,
that's not the whole thing. No, more than that.
Good.
Yeah,
Good. It's good. All right, calm down. Don't make me dive over the table and stop you. My own. Another pre-printed 40k terrain.
Yeah.
So one of my friends at work went down to UKGE and it was on display.
Oh,
Saying it looked absolutely, and I won't use the verbs that you use, but it wasn't nice, and what
shite.
they showed was, yeah, it was like,
I mean, I'm okay with
"This
that.
is crap."
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was ever gonna be for us, so I'm not surprised. But it'll be for somebody, won't it? You know, for kids
Oh, yeah,
of,
totally, man,
you know,
totally.
people on a budget, maybe or no, maybe not a budget, on a time budget.
I th I think the point you totally agree with you, yeah, I like, any paint on terrain, I think looks better, but whatever. I think the point that he was making for him as well, because he's the person that doesn't want to paint terrain, he's not interested in it at all, and he was excited for it. Like, really, really excited, and he was just
That
like,
disappointed him.
"I wouldn't pay that premium for that." Like, he was really he felt what they showed was not representative of what the actual product
No,
was in
no.
person.
Okay.
Granted, these were preview samples, might not be what gets on release, but it
Might not be
was
the final product.
really he said just night and days. Like, if you looked at the two, they were,
Completely different.
yeah,
Oh,
really taken back by it.
that's interesting.
So watch this space, I guess.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that pans out. If it's going to be an exercise in that they release one set of it and then that's it because it performed so badly and gets such backlash. But I think it would be a mistake for them to release something that was subpar with everything else that they've got out there
Can
that's
they
really
do
good.
that? It doesn't seem to be their business model, does it?
I find it odd that they showed something at like UKG. I mean,
UKG.
UKG is big. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah.
big in the space. Why would you show a new product type that wasn't anything other than the best of it could be? Seems an odd thing. Even if you put a big old sign on it that said sample pre-production copy,
Yeah.
people aren't going to read that big sign. They don't. So that was an interesting one for him to come back, to be honest. So
Okay.
yeah, I wonder if they'll do it for AOS. I think it fits in more with AOS, to be honest, than 40k, because 40k terrain's pretty easy, isn't it, to paint? I mean, it's not hard.
This is true. Not sure. Um, Depends. You'd have to have something. You couldn't have something sort of realm specific, could you?
Nah. I wonder as well if that's
Mm,
why they're going back to having if they're going back to having one world, that it makes having that consistency in terrain and theming quite
maybe.
easier. Even if we go back to the battle world style setting to bring some Marvel things in there, but
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Having less of a mishmash and more of it being kind of a mosaic of different things together. I wonder
Yeah,
if that's part of it.
maybe so. Well, I mean, time will tell, won't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. 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 I've not really been thinking too much about that whole AOS side of things. So yeah, I'm still on the fence about how I feel about these potential rumors. But I guess that is something we will address properly at some point. We've kind of skirted around it on the last few episodes, I guess, haven't we?
yeah. We need to have a proper chat, and I think once the 11th edition's out of the way, and we start to see some more inklings of what's coming next for AOS, because I think we really need to find out what's happening with ogres, with giants, and
Fireside.
with fire slayers as well. Ru- I'm seeing more and more rumors online that they are 100% getting merged together into a new dwarf faction.
Oh yeah, I think that will happen. Yeah,
So
the dispossessed fire
yeah, the
giants.
dispossessed.
Yeah. If you think of
Who are the non-dispossessed then? Does that faction exist? Because it doesn't exist then, does it really?
then overlords. Yeah.
But they
I
haven't.
think if you look at Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and you look at how the Fire Slayers look now,
Yeah.
there were Slayers, weren't they, in Warhammer Fantasy Battle that have a very similar aesthetic to the
Oh yeah,
Fire Slayers now.
100%, dude.
I think that they're going to go back to your Fire Slayers, your elites or a specific unit as your berserkers. I wouldn't be surprised if we went back to that, and I'd be okay with that personally. I think I like dwarves in fiction. I like dwarves in Tolkien. I liked dwarves in Warhammer Fantasy. I like Gotrek. He's my favorite character. He is Warhammer to me. So
You're a little fan of dwarfs, aren't you?
I am. Yeah. Um. I if that happens, I'm happy. I love Fire
Yeah.
Slayers. I like the medieval sort of dwarfy. That level of humor. Where they're sort of bumbling and they're stubborn
Yeah.
and they drink ale. I think that's a nice fantasy trope for me in whatever
Fair.
medium it's in. So we go back to that. It's a lot of flavor and a lot of character for the hobby for me, and I feel like I could, I would be in my element making up some lore about a specific group that I've created, and they do this for this reason, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and I want to see like a new Bugman, go back to that style because I've got that one actually.
You do, don't you?
Well, that's not Bugman, that's Bugman's band, though. Bugman's great granddad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've been waiting for an opportunity.
The brewer one that you got.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got him, haven't I? And yeah, we could have him doing something rather than just sat there
I'm
going.
sure you could.
Yeah, but no, I like that aspect of I like dwarves.
I think you'll get them.
Yeah,
I think you'll get them.
and I think I'll probably end up spending quite a lot of money on them, and I'd be happy to. I've got quite a lot of Fire Slayers at the moment. I've still got a Magdraft to build, haven't I?
You do indeed.
Yeah, and I've got Gotrek. I love some dwarfs. I do.
Nom 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 nom.
Yeah, but that we'll see. Yeah, I think it might take a bit of time, but I reckon we'll get there.
Yeah, we definitely will. I think we'll see something before Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's this time next year is 5th edition.
Yeah, true. That's crazy. Yeah.
So it's gonna have to be soon. We've still got all of them. We've got Seraphon still to get a book.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got Daughters of Cain had theirs yet.
Yeah.
Who else? Yeah, we talked about it a few back, didn't we? But
Yeah.
we've still got a fair few. I wonder what's going to happen with Seraphon. They've been very quiet this edition.
Yeah, maybe there'll be, I don't know.
I think we'll get a character in that set. I won't be surprised to see Seraphon go,
I don't know. I wouldn't be heartbroken if they were, personally. It's never really been something I gravitated towards. Lizardmen, back in the day, or Seraphon now. I like dwarves.
Days. You're just all. We're going to start calling Dwarfy Will.
You can do. I mean, I'm
Low Will.
I'm 6'1", so
So deliciously ironic. It's untrue.
I mean, I think the closest I could be to anything would be a dwarf in character. I have a beard. I'm quite gruff. I can, I'm stubborn.
You're definitely grumper.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I just happen to be 6'1", so my beard is quite short though, and my hair is short at the moment. So
We could just like kneecap you and have you.
please don't.
I mean, I can't promise, but it could happen. So yeah, lots of things on the horizon. I think next time we'll get into something specific. I think maybe Kill Team we'll talk about, and maybe we'll have the longer chat on.
Should we make it a Kill Team, maybe a more Kill Team focused episode?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good shout. Maybe we can have that conversation then about your thoughts on all.
Set the scene for the narrative.
I could read the law. I have written the first chapter. It's done and dusted. I've just shared it.
Give us a dramatic reading. Give me access to some of this stuff you're working on, please.
It's something. It literally is on SharePoint. I put it on, not SharePoint. What man, I'm not word. Should I should have waited. Your share. It's on the note. Shared OneNote.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
When did you put that on?
weeks ago.
Well, you could have told me.
I did.
All right. I don't think you did.
Literally, we were having a conversation as I put it on.
Okay.
Did.
All right. Did. I'll have a look this weekend.
So yeah, but yeah, I think I put the campaign stuff on there. I didn't put the narrative on. I guess I didn't want you to read it, but I can share that with you.
Oh, if you don't want to spoil it.
No, I'm fine. Well, you're gonna have to listen to it or read it beforehand anyway, so I can put it on there.
That's true.
And I've got all of this stuff I've done for the game boards, layouts, and everything are on there.
Cool. Yeah. Cool.
Sweet. In which case, I think we'll wrap it up there. For this one, we've talked a while. It's been good.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rambling one, but yeah, I mean, it's been the first. We've had a bit of a little unintentional break, and we've spoken remotely, haven't we? But we've not actually been in the same room for 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah. So it's been a general catch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that. And thank you for bringing the Haribo.
You're welcome.
Very well received.
No worries. We will. Right. We'll leave it there. If you've got anything to say to us, we've got a wodge of. Do we have any questions? I don't think we have.
The way you said that, if we've got anything to say,
If we've got anything to say to us, come on in.
bring it,
Lads.
No, I think we caught. I think we caught up on all the questions, but if anybody does have any questions, I reckon we'll probably get some questions when we start talking about Kill Team. But where can they submit their questions, Wayne?
They can find us at thefeelnopinpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
You can find us on Discord.
Link is in the bio of this episode and in our Instagram bio.
It is indeed.
Just shout out your window and we'll shout back.
Well, yeah, if you shout really, really loud.
If you
Come and join us on the Discord, unless you're trying to peddle your custom artwork in DMs. Don't do that.
that was fun.
Yeah, and let us know what you think, what we're talking about, and we'll try and get back to a structured episode next time where we hopefully have some time to do a little bit of research and we can get back into the minis of the moment and all of that other good stuff.
Who
Yeah.
turn is it next?
I don't know. Well, let's flip a coin. Well, let's just
Let's let Soph pick.
yeah, I was gonna say why don't we do that? We'll get Soph to pick a mini for next one and we can discuss the mini.
For those who haven't listened, Soph has actually appeared on the podcast. Soph is my fiance. She has done some dramatic readings for us, and I think she might have appeared in the background clattering about at some point. She might have said hello. I'm not sure, but she has done some readings. If you've ever heard a female voice, it's Soph. She doesn't know Warhammer.
So yeah, I think that's everything. Housekeeping done.
I think so.
We'll see you on the next one.
And apologies for the delay.
Toodle pip.
Catch you soon.